Happy 35th anniversary, Metal Gear. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. And the memories we've had over these years.
You complete me.
The late nights, the early mornings, the playing the games deliriously.
The best love is the kind that awakens the soul, that makes us reach for more, that plants a fire in our hearts and brings peace to our minds. And that's what you've given me. That's what I'd hope to give to you forever.
Happy anniversary, and to many more.
Like, let's kind of talk it through the beginning. So you had mentioned, okay, like, so you start the game and you swim up, and this playthrough, I was really starting to notice all the parallels with just the original Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
A lot of people will talk about, well, Metal Gear Solid is kind of a remake of Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and it really is. I mean, there's a lot of parallels there, but I was noticing parallels even in the original Metal Gear, where you swim up to the facility, and then you're kind of in a dock area, and you know you're walking through, and it's almost like the first floor is a tank hangar.
Yeah,
there are tanks parked, and there's trucks parked, and there's crates parked, and you're sneaking through it. And there's a Hind-D up on the roof. I was noticing a lot of parallels, and there's a prison in the basement.
Which would, you know, I would say like it keeps going back, like almost every snake is captured and put in prison, and this is where it began with those tales, basically, like because you do have to get captured to find Gray Fox,
and that's part of the flavor of it. This espionage genre, where like getting captured is part of the job. I don't want to skip ahead to it, but yeah, when you get captured in Metal Gear, you end up in a prison cell, and like Big Boss on your codec, you still have it somehow. He's like, infiltration successful. And it's like, oh, I thought when I just entered the base on screen one, I thought that was the infiltration.
I thought that was a success.
It's like, you swim up. I think Mitchell Hammond, was it Mitchell Hammond who'd said like it was kind of like Apocalypse Now, where Wood pops out of the water, and like he's going into this facility to kill Colonel Kurtz, who's gone crazy and rogue.
I wanted a mission. And for my sins, they gave me one. Brought it up to me like room service.
Snake, you pop up out of the water and you're looking at outer heaven, and you don't know it, but you're going in there to kill your commanding officer. And after you pop up, I mean, presumably, like he had his scuba equipment on, he kind of swims over behind some crates and pops up again. And he gets the radio from Big Boss, and he's like, your mission is to infiltrate outer heaven and make contact with our missing agent Gray Fox, and find their ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. You know, this is your mission, should you choose to accept it. And you climb the fence, and you're on the dock, and you head into this open garage door. And I really want to hear your perspective, because you just played it for the first time within the past week, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, I've been trying to, like, with my schedule.
So
and everything,
you were on floor one, building one, the original Metal Gear, for the first time in the past week. I mean, like, what did you feel as you headed into outer heaven?
I'm sorry. I flashed back immediately to
let's pull ourselves back into floor one, level one Metal Gear. You infiltrated that first floor in the past week. Like, what were you looking for? Like, what was your impression of like what the area looked like, what the guards were doing, like finding the equipment and knowing where to go after that?
I was basically like, I wanted to see the patterns. I wanted to see the patrol routes of all the soldiers that were like basically that were in the area. So my first instinct was to go right. Like,
yes, and that's everybody's first instinct. Because when you go in there, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the right real quick, because I assume going right would be the detour, and going forward would progress you further in the level.
Yeah. And then I think it ended up like me like getting lost and getting stuck, and I had to like go all the way back.
Well, it's a
to the
dead end.
beginning.
If you go to the
Yeah,
right,
it is.
you have to pass a couple of guards on patrol, and then you go to a dead end where there's a door that you can't open.
Exactly. And then I actually kept walking into the door thinking like it was going to activate. And then I said to myself, like, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I need a key card. And that's when I started like, I started like going into like the trucks. So I was like going backtracking.
Did you though? Because I remember you sent me a screenshot. You were on the screen past the trucks.
Yeah.
Where you're in the dirt courtyard. There's the fence and there's the dogs, and you're like, I'm lost. Like I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, the only way to get on the screen that you're on is to walk past the trucks. Did you not go inside them? Like, did you just think they were there as set decoration, or did you actually?
No, I knew you can go in them because I saw like guards coming out of them. What happened was I went into one of them. The key card was there, and for some reason my brain didn't click that was a key card. I thought it was a landmine.
Fair enough. I mean, it's this great thing that's red. It's like, well, that could be like a bomb or a trap or something.
Because by then, it's like I already got caught like several times. Because I would actually like try to like sneak up onto the soldiers, and then just in that split second, they would turn and face me. And instead of going like one alert, they go automatically to 2. And then everybody would
need to look into
in.
that, why that happens, because that would catch me off guard too. Because I kept getting seen by guards. I'm like, well, okay, that must be a 1 alert, and that's where you just exit the screen and everything's fine.
Yeah.
But I kept getting the 2 alert where you have to leave the floor or kill everybody that enters the screen, and there's usually like a good 4 or 5 guards that run under the screen.
Yeah, usually because it'll be like 2 in a room, and then either 2 or 3 would come into the room if you do that. And then I did it like several times, and my life bar was like so low, and I was like, okay.
I tried. It was almost like a disease. I kept replaying the game and restarting it again and again and again because I'm like, well, I've been playing this so long. I need to do something new on this playthrough. I need to get through the game without being seen.
Yeah.
I need to get through the game without taking any damage. And I needed to get through the game without killing anybody. And I wasn't able to do it.
No, me neither. And then
eventually I'm like, this place is going to blow up anyway. I'm just going to take them all out.
And then, I don't know. Like I bypassed it. Like I got everything else. And then I knew from like other like people like talking about it, like you can keep going back into the rooms and kind of like keep collecting more equipment, collect ammo, rations. I kept doing that, going in and out. Even if a guard saw me, when you leave, it kind of almost like disappears. It doesn't follow you. So I was just going in and out, collecting everything. I, for some reason, didn't go after the key card because I saw red, and I automatically go like, well, that even like there was a mine at one point. I didn't go in it anywhere near because I was like, wait a minute, like, is that going to blow up if I touch it?
Oh,
so that's what happened. To me, like, several times.
I know the truck you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's why like I kind of stayed away from them, and then I would go to the fence thinking like, well, there's a way around this fence. I know there is. It's like, and then I actually started trying to
literally you start the game by climbing a fence.
Yeah.
How can you not climb that one in the courtyard?
And I was just basically mashing every button I could think of, like, all right, I can't climb the fence. So I thought maybe if I can attract the dogs, they can maybe either like break through the fence or climb underneath it, and then I can climb when I beat them. That's how my brain was working.
Boy,
and then
you're
that's when I
giving
finally messaged
game
you
a lot of credit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's when I messaged you. And I said, like, all right, I'm already lost, because you started saying like, oh, this would be a great time to, like, you know, your live reactions. That's my type of like, I am lost. This was another great thing, like playing on the computer. I was doing both. I was like on the computer playing the game and on Twitter, talking to you. I was like, I'm already lost. It's like I'm trying to find the key card. It's
fun because when I played it in the day, you couldn't text somebody and get a message back like it was sort of like an additional radio conversation.
Exactly.
So I said, there's a key card in the truck to the south of you. Get it and make sure you check every door on the floor. But then I feel like he messaged me later and said, okay, I got the key card, but I don't have a gas mask for the gas room. So did you not go back to that dead end?
I kept going back, and then for that I contacted like Schneider, which
How did you do that though?
You can change the
well, yeah, you can change the frequency, but the thing is, when Big Boss says contact Schneider, he knows what the gas mask is.
You're already.
I'm like, well, what's the frequency?
The game tells you, like, the frequency. I think it was like one.
Really?
It was like 120 something .13. No, 73.
I missed it. Big Boss tells you
Yeah.
twice to call Schneider, and he doesn't give you a frequency. And then later in the third floor, you rescue a prisoner who's like, call Diane. Diane's frequency is 120.33. And it's like, well, the prisoner knew Diane's frequency, but Big Boss, he told me to call Schneider twice and didn't give me the frequency to do it. So like I immediately, as someone who's played the series, a lot, and I mean, you already knew Big Boss was a bad guy, but I'm like, maybe Big Boss is trying to sniff out the Resistance members.
Exactly.
And he's trying to use you to make contact with the Resistance so he can kill them. So that was sort of my interpretation, but I didn't see where he gave you the frequency.
No, I don't think it's Big Boss. I think it's like one of the prisoners gives you Schneider's frequency.
I must have missed it. I don't know. I'm so bad about listening to the prisoners.
Yeah, exactly. Because you save so many prisoners. Sometimes like there's like that, basically like that icon. There's going to be additional dialogue after I'm saved. And it's like, I wish they would have gave these prisoners like at least like a number or a name so I can remember, but it's like prisoners.
There are prisoners that you save. That's like, they say, I'm saved. And then it's like, well, I mean, sure, I untied you, but if you go on the left side of the building, there's a gas room. And if you go on the right side of the building, there's an electric floor. But good luck.
You're not saved. And then, I hope like they like got out after everything.
Yeah, you untie them and they get out on their own. Yeah. The only question I have is how come Gray Fox didn't tag along and help you after you saved him?
You know what? You would think like that would have been the case. Like that would have been a good like add second player mode.
Yeah,
and you can have someone else like basically like with you in the screen running around going like, I can't get to this guy, like loop around and get him.
I think you're onto something. Like the people who made like what was it, Unmetal?
Yes.
If somebody makes another game that's like that, that's inspired by Metal Gear, put like a second player in there or something. I bet there's a way to do it in a real clever way.
It was like a combination of you and your knowledge of these games and playing Unmetal got me to like, because I was kind of like hesitant and actually kind of like a little scared to play them. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, these aren't like the modern games. Like it's gonna be a little harder. Like I remember those days. Those days were like really tough.
People were contacting me on Twitter. They're like, make sure you like reference a guide, and I'm like, why? Like you just explore, and eventually you're gonna find the next key card, and then you go back and check all the doors again. I mean, it's
because as soon as you told me like go on every floor, check every door, that's immediately what I did. Even if I didn't have like the key card that could open it, I would be like, all right, I can't open that door, and it kind of like put it into my mind like, okay,
it's trial and error, and to me, it makes the game more fun than if you played it like 7 times in a row and you've kind of memorized what key card goes to what door and where you should ideally go first to proceed the quickest. Like to me, I like to let a few years go by, and I like to kind of forget the details and kind of like struggle to get through floors. That's more fun for me. So like game wise, okay, so the guards in front of the elevator on floor 1, building 1, they're like, okay, shift change, and then they leave the screen. You get on the elevator, you go up to floor 3, and you kind of elude some cameras, you rescue some prisoners, you go through the gas room where Big Boss is like, contact Schneider for a gas mask, but he doesn't give you Schneider's number.
Exactly.
But ideally, you should already have the gas mask anyway, so it never even occurs to you to try to call anybody. And then you leave, and when you rescue the next prisoner, they're the ones that, hey, Gray Fox was captured 3 days ago. He's unharmed. But he might even tell you at that point that he's in the basement. He's
they say he's like in an underground cell, I think.
Yeah, but you're making your way through the base, and there's some crazy rooms like you'll go into, and there's like a rolling pin that's going back and forth.
Yeah,
and it's like, is this like, how do the guards navigate their own base? This is insane. And another thing too, like you're probably not familiar with this, but hopefully somebody listening to the episode will go, oh yeah, I totally did that. In the gas room, you know how there's those little clouds of gas?
Yeah.
As a kid, I would always stand on the little clouds of gas, so it looked like Solid Snake was like farting. That was
for some reason I thought
even now, approaching 40 years old, I can't help but at least stop once and do the Solid Snake is farting gif. Somebody needs to turn that into a gif and post it on Twitter.
On my first playthrough, I thought like, because I didn't have the gas mask and I went in the room, I thought they were like pockets of oxygen to go on and like breathe.
You just like put your mouth up to it and was like, I'm gonna suck in this air that's blowing out, that's colored.
I was like, no. I was like, wait a minute, what if they help you jump? And like I said, like I'm like given like because all these like retro games like being
It's
made
fun
now.
to hear this stuff though,
Yeah.
because you're hearing it from the perspective of somebody who knows the series, knows the characters, knows the tropes, and yet they're experiencing Metal Gear for the first time. And it's like, well, what is that perspective? What does that look like? Because the first time I played Metal Gear, I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I don't remember the first time I played it. It's all melted together in my head.
Yeah, because like going back to this game, it's like I almost like time traveled in my mind, going back to like the NES days, and I was kind of like in that mindset like as a little kid. I was like playing this game, and I was like, and that's why I was like messaging you, going like, I'm just having a blast. Like even if I'm lost, like I'm having a blast running around this place.
You find key card 2, and you go back and you get some remote control missiles, and then you blow up the control panel on the other end of the room with the electric grid on the floor.
Yeah,
which again was another thing that they used in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, for the first,
a very iconic thing from the series. And then you find the prisoner who says, "Okay, here's Diane's frequency," and you call Diane. And then what was your impression of that first phone call with Diane?
Steve answered, and I almost want to say like, "Hi, Steve." Where's
who
Diane?
do you think Steve is? There's some debate over who Steve is. I think the most consistent thing people say is that, well, that's Diane's brother, Steve.
Oh, but was he? No, I'm thinking of Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer has a brother too.
Yeah,
I feel like Steve is like just a one-night stand.
Yeah. Well, then you know what? He gave me an answer saying that that Diane went out shopping.
Right.
And I was like,
funny.
What? I was like, what do you mean she went shopping?
You're on a top secret mission, and a prisoner who's clearly part of the Outer Heaven Resistance gives you Resistance member Diane's frequency. And you call Diane's secret frequency to talk to her and get information from her. Yeah. And then a dude named Steve picks up the phone and goes, "What's up, bro?" "Oh, Diane, she probably went shopping."
Here.
And it's like, Diane, you just left your radio out? And you got some guy named Steve at your house? I think it's a one-night stand. I think it's her boyfriend. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, because you know what? I think like there's like multiple responses.
Yeah. Yeah. There are 3 phone calls with Steve. And in the second phone call with Steve, he says, "Oh, you're looking for Diane? She's in the shower right now." And I feel like that's something that a brother would not say.
No.
I feel like that's something an angry boyfriend would say to get you to like leave.
Exactly.
The girl alone.
Yeah, because like when you contact other people, it's Solid Snake gives out his name first. He's like, I think he says like,
"This is Solid Snake. Come in."
Yeah, reply please.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, like, well, we know their name. Like, shouldn't you say like, "Hey, Diane, this is Solid Snake. I've been given your number by person." But you know what? The limitations. I don't think you could have so many texts on there. But like that's what I
mean, like, he had a larger script that you had to kind of cut down, but it would kind of make sense that if you're a secret agent and Solid Snake is your secret agent name, don't be giving it out on the line to Steve.
Exactly.
Go, is this Steve? Diane? And then like wait for a response, and then when they're like, "This is Steve," go, "Oh, I'll call back later."
Yeah, because you also like the way like the communicator like works. It's like you'll send out your information, and then it's like there's that like that small gap where there's nothing coming through, and also like then like someone's on the other end trying to contact you. Like, all right, yes,
I like that
Diane,
detail too.
Here we go. And it's like, it's Steve,
and then it's.
I was like, okay,
and they give you the message,
but they don't tell you. I don't know. Does anybody actually tell you need to level up in order to contact her?
Oh, that's Jennifer. We'll get to Jennifer.
Oh, okay,
that's a whole different woman to deal with.
I was just like, I think I may have like slipped that one. That may have slipped my mind.
So you get up to floor 3 and you rescue the prisoner that tells you to contact Diane, and you get Steve instead. And then there's a few other things you do on this floor. You get the cardboard box, which what were your thoughts when you entered the room and you saw the cardboard box?
Well, because you know what, I'm going to keep doing this. Like as soon as I acquire the cardboard box, my brain and my eyes like literally flashed through every iteration of the cardboard box, and I go like, and then like I could just like picture the box like hoisted into the air with like that heavenly glowing light. Like, oh, I was like, it's here, the box. Like, and I looked around, and go like, now no one is gonna stop me now. I immediately equipped it and just started going walking around. Like, doo, doo, doo,
That's
doo.
usually what I do. Usually for the rest of the game, I'm literally just a cardboard box
I'm the
navigating
box.
outer heaven.
Yeah, and like even if like it doesn't like they're not going to say it in my mind when the guard sees it, I automatically go on like I go automatically have the guard in my head saying like, "Huh, what's that? Oh, it's just a box."
Oh
And
yeah,
just keep going. Just keep going.
Outer heaven guards will walk right past that box, even if it keeps changing positions.
I was going to toy with like, I wonder if a guard can walk into the box and what would happen. I never tested it.
Yes, that happened to me. I misjudged their path, and I was in the box.
Yeah.
And actually, 2 guards had walked up to me, and they were both standing on top of me at the same time, and I'm taking damage, but they don't notice you. And after they stand there, they resume their patrol, where they're just going on their patrol, and like you have just taken a whole bunch of damage.
Okay, so now I'm thinking like to myself, like maybe those guards are just kicking the box.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, they weren't even kicking the box. Like when they're on a patrol and they're walking back and forth, they'll stop for a few seconds and kind of look around before they walk back to where they came from. And they were like standing directly on top of me. I'm taking damage, and for some reason, even though they don't notice me, I'm taking damage. And then they just kind of resumed their patrol and kept walking.
Oh, that is so weird.
Yeah. So then you go through a door that leads to an area that you'd actually been to previously, or could be to previously, because you've got keycard 2 now. And that leads you to a room that's, and this is where I made a mistake. I was trying to get through the game without killing anybody. So those, you walk into like this like room inside of a room using keycard 2 on level 3. And there are 4 guards who are already like running and gunning.
Yeah.
It seems like at each other, like they're having target practice in this room behind crates.
Exactly.
And you walk into the middle of it, and they're just immediately attacking you. And like, because I was trying to get through the game without killing anybody, I didn't kill them. And therefore I had forgotten that that's where you get the silencer when you kill all 4 of them. Yeah, so I had to go through the game without a silencer, and I'm like, gosh, it seems harder this time. I don't remember Metal Gear being so damn hard because I didn't have the silencer.
I was going to say, like, you basically described what I was going to say. Like, as soon as I walked in that room, they were shooting at each other, and I go like, oh, this is the practice room. And I immediately get spotted, and I go like, oh, crap. And I
immediately my brain goes to what that logically has to be. And I'm like, this just seems like they're target practicing in a room.
Yeah, since you like, that's the room they're looking for to acquire the silencer as well.
Yeah.
I kind of like put it together like, this is the room where they're basically like either target practicing or
it's a trap.
It's either a trap. That was
probably
my first
a trap,
thing.
but
it's probably a trap.
It really felt like target practice.
Yeah, because like they were shooting at each other when I walked in before I got noticed. Like in that minor split second when you leave to go into that room and then the next room like loads up, I already see like gunfire. And so I said like, all right, they didn't see me yet. Like that doesn't how this work for this game. It's like they don't just like see you instantly.
I was trying real hard to try to dodge their bullets, but it's still hard after all these years. You think it'd be easy seeing a dot coming at you and avoiding the dot?
It took me like the second playthrough to dodge bullets. Because you kind of like have to tap like where they're aiming the opposite direction as soon as like they're aiming, which is like hit or miss. You'll either dodge it or get hit.
Yeah,
and no big deal.
Usually it's just best to kind of get hit. I mean, whatever, use some rations, get hit, immediately equip keycard 1 and go into the adjacent room where you get the grenade launcher.
Which was a godsend.
Yeah. Now, how quickly did you figure out to go back to floor 1? Because you can, at that point, when you get on the other elevator, you can go to the roof, which you can't proceed on because the wind is like blowing you backward to the elevator. You can go down to level 2 and you can explore a little bit in level 2, but it's almost not even worth it because all you can get is like just some more ammunition and plastic explosive. And that's pretty much it. And a bunch of dead ends in floor 2. And then you go, I think you can actually go down to the basement.
Yes.
If you wanted to, but you can't access the critical doors you need to access. You probably could blow up the maze with your plastic explosive, but I don't even know if you could get into the room in the middle. I can't remember what key card that is. I mean, basically what you have to do is you have to go back to floor 1, and I'd like to hear your impressions of what the next part of the story is, where you're rescuing prisoners. And I think at some point the prisoners say the only way to get to the cell block is to get captured.
Yeah, like right immediately after that, I went to the roof. I don't know why I compelled myself to go to the roof.
No, it makes sense because when you go on the elevator in floor 3, you're on the floor 3. You can go down, but there's a roof right above you. on the screen.
Exactly.
So naturally you would go to the roof and realize, oh, I can't proceed.
Exactly. And then that's when I started like, all right, process elimination. I did the opposite. I made it really hard for myself. I went straight to the basement and realized you can't do anything. All right, back to the first floor. And I kind of went back to basically everywhere I went just to like make sure I didn't miss anything or miss a room with newly acquired key card.
Yeah. And for me,
So
that's
what
the
I kept
fun
doing.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kept doing. Like every single building, every single key card I acquired, I kept going cycling back to the beginning of each building.
That's how I think very sequentially. I'm almost like, well, I should go back to like room 1 and try every door again just to make sure I didn't miss something. So that's absolutely like typically how I play Metal Gear. But that building 1, I probably played that more than any other area in Metal Gear in my life, and I know it pretty well. So like I'll naturally just go back to floor 1, walk all the way down, walk all the way over, after I rescue a few prisoners and let the guards capture you.
Yeah, because like you have to like stock up on all your like everything that you can get. Like you need to stock up on bullets.
Yeah, every time you go up in rank, when you rescue enough prisoners, you go up in rank, you get another star, and suddenly you can hold more weapons, you can hold more ammunition, you can hold more rations.
Yeah.
And then you get captured. I mean, what did you think? Like, was there like a part of you that's like, oh my God, this is so cool when 2 guards suddenly say, hold it right there.
Well,
you're under arrest.
But before that, when he told me how to get captured, I immediately ran up to a guard to get captured. And I was like, that's not how it works. And I quickly knocked him out. Exactly. I quickly knocked him out. I was like, all right, let's start again from the drawing board. Like, you just not run up to a soldier and get captured. Like, that's what ended up happening to me. Like,
they have a special corner where they capture you.
Exactly.
Everywhere else it's kill on sight, but in this corner, this dead end, that's the dead end where they'll capture you.
That's where like it threw me off, and I was like, captured. I was like, no one's tried to capture me to this point. Like they've all it's been shot on sight. Like they've been trying to kill me like everywhere I went. It's like no one said like freeze or like.
I can even see people walking onto that screen and going, "Oh, it's a dead end," and then turning around before they walk forward.
Yeah,
and maybe not triggering that cutscene. I didn't try playing with the game mechanics there, but I think if you enter that screen, you have to walk into it a little bit to get the guard to come.
Yeah, you don't just go into that room and all of a sudden like it happens. You have to actually, I think it's like at least like 1 or 2 steps in that direction.
So it'd be easy to miss
it. Yeah,
if you're the type of person who will walk onto a screen and kind of survey the situation before you proceed, which I usually do, you might see that it's just a dead end. I may as well just turn around and completely miss the fact that if you take 2 steps forward, a guard will go, hold it.
Yeah,
right there. Like, you're under arrest. And then you find yourself in prison. And Big Boss says, congratulations, you've infiltrated outer heaven. Check the walls.
Yeah. And then that's when I automatically like, oh, check the walls. Like I've heard that before. And I started punching every single wall. Yeah. And then, but you know what? I started from like going down to the bottom of the screen and then working all the way around.
It's funny, really even though I know exactly where to punch on which wall to punch it, I'll still go to the right and punch the wall and work my way down and work my way across the bottom of the screen and work my way up the left side of the screen until I get to the spot that I instinctively know is the right spot. And I don't know why I do that. I think it's just a sickness. Yeah, that I like to live the fantasy so much that I'd like to pretend that it's still my first time playing Metal Gear.
And you know, and this is before we get plastic explosives. So Solid Snake is punching
no.
Wall, right?
You have plastic explosives at this point, but your equipment's been taken. When you're taken prisoner, they take your stuff away.
Right, I forgot about that. Your stuff is taken.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, even if I find the wall, how am I going to get through it?
You just punch it again.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't hit me.
You've never punched the wall down?
No, I punched the wall down. I hit it once, but you had to hit it several times. And it's like,
because I hit it. It goes whoop.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was hearing it in my headphones, like, that's the wall. And then I said to myself, like, well, how do I get through it? So it took me like 2 minutes to realize, like, I went through my inventory, like, oh crap, all my stuff is gone. And I said to myself, like, okay, what if I keep knocking on the wall and then someone's on the other end that's going to like either barrel down on it or like basically someone's going to come out. Like I was going back to the days of like, going back to the days of Johnny. if I keep irritating, there's a guard out there I can irritate.
Yeah.
That's gonna come in and go like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?"
Hey, shut up in there.
So I was doing that. I was like, "I'm gonna punch this wall," and then I went around to like all these other like, I went to all the other walls, and I knew where it hit. I went to all the other walls like, I'm gonna annoy a guard somewhere, and I was like, "This is not working." So I immediately went back to like punching the wall again, and it broke through, and I was like, "That's it." From all that time, it took me 10 minutes to get out of that one room. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're super strong as Solid Snake. You can punch concrete walls open.
And then that's when, like, when we finally get to see Gray Fox.
And I want to hear your opinion. What does he say to you? And what were your thoughts that, oh, this is Gray Fox?
Oh crap. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it's okay. Let me go back through the memories in my head that go back to 1989. So Gray Fox is basically like, I'm saved, or thanks for rescuing me. I'm Gray Fox. Metal Gear is a walking battle tank that can launch a nuclear missile from any point on the planet. And I don't know how much else he says. I mean, really, that's the big thing, is he just tells you what Metal Gear is. And I think he gives you the next tip. I think he's the one that says that it was designed by Dr. Petrovich.
Yeah.
And you need to find him because he's the only one that knows how to destroy it.
Exactly. And then in my mind, I was like, I automatically out loud said the word, like when he said Metal Gear, I was like, Metal Gear. Like to myself in the room. And I was like, oh. Like,
you know of the Metal Gear project?
And I was like,
no, this is my first Metal Gear mission.
I thought maybe like you can keep going back to him and he'll tell you more information.
That would be cool. That would be cool, like, for an updated version of the game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is the one and only conversation before he disappears forever.
Yeah, because you know what? There's no context to like how far he got into the mission.
That's true, but he's captured in the basement of Building 1.
Mm-hmm.
He got captured 3 days earlier. Only the prisoners in Building 1 seem to know about him. In fact, they even hint that Petrovich was being stored in Building 1 until he got transferred to Building 2. Mm-hmm. I bet he didn't get past the first building, if we were kind of just speculating.
Yeah, because like I was thinking to myself, like, all right, I got no context, and he's telling me to go find the doctor, and I was like, all right, like, where do I go to next? And I was like thinking to myself, like, how do I get out of the room again?
Well, you just open the door.
Yeah, exactly. I was like looking around, going like, how do I get out? How do I get out? How do I get out? But for some reason, my computer, it was just like not showing me the door. I don't know if it was like maybe something.
Oh, I wonder if like just chopped off the bottom of the screen just barely.
I think it did, because like I should have taken a picture of it, and for like the longest time I was like I can't see, like, where's the bottom of the screen? So I just like blindly like just went down to exit to leave Gray Fox, and I was like, wait a minute, like, why am I leaving Gray Fox? Like, shouldn't he like be joining me, or do I go back?
Did you walk up to him and start trying to punch him a few times?
No, I should have. I was like, this is like,
he likes that kind of stuff.
This is the battle that starts it all. It's like I punched you while you were like down on your luck in the basement.
A prisoner.
Yeah. I was like,
it's funny because the prisoner that tells you about Gray Fox says he's unharmed. He was caught. The fox handler that infiltrated 3 days ago got captured, but he's unharmed. But then if you look at the user manual to Metal Gear, he has like a bandage around his head.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's not unharmed.
I think he got hit a few times.
Or like the guard just hit him with the butt of his gun.
Probably.
The back of the head. Like,
I bet Gray Fox really liked it.
Like, hurt me more.
Hurt me more, gods.
No thanks. Yeah, because like for him, it's like, because the manual, it's like the man with the codename Gray Fox. He's considered to be part of Foxhound's best due to his combat ability and intelligence. He is, oh my god, this thing is like so bad.
And he has a bandage wrapped around his head multiple times, like he really got tortured badly.
Yeah, he has a bandage over his head, and he looks like his face is all like cut up.
It looks like that, but I think that's just a really bad mustache. I don't think he can grow a mustache like a man.
Oh no, I was thinking like on his nose, like it looks like. No, I think this is just the shape, the shadow. For some reason, I thought
it could be. His face looks messed up. Definitely, there's definitely something wrong with his face.
Yeah, and then it's like, he's given the codename Fox the highest honor in Foxhound. Like, he's supposed to be like this great basically Foxhounder.
Again, we're talking about an 8-bit video game from
Yeah.
1987 that's got some genre tropes in it. The more we try to deconstruct it, the more it falls apart a little bit. The big bad experienced veteran soldier Gray Fox can't infiltrate Outer Heaven, but Snake, who's a green rookie, can get to the end no problem.
But you know what? The more you get into the game, the more you kind of realize, like, oh, he's set up to fail. We're all set up to fail. The more
it could
you go
be that Big Boss
game.
sent in Gray Fox, and then like literally it was like, enter this room, and then he had like 30 guards in there like pointing guns at Gray Fox, and then suddenly Gray Fox's veteran soldier was captured, and then he sends in Solid Snake, who's a rookie, and goes, okay, because he admits later in the game, he says, I sent you in to report false intelligence.
Yeah.
But you actually made it too far into Outer Heaven, and you figured out too much, and now I have to kill you.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then I think
you can always you kind of break it down and figure what may or may not have happened. That's probably what happened. I bet he sent in Gray Fox to get captured. Because that was the best soldier he had, and then he sent in Solid Snake, the worst soldier he had, to like report false intelligence and not figure things out properly. Exactly. And it just turned out that Solid Snake was just too darn good.
Well, probably just like possibly just get up to rescuing Gray Fox and then leaving. Like you couldn't continue.
Perhaps that too.
That's where maybe he was thinking.
Perhaps that too. It's hard to tell, but you leave that cell, and then you are in the basement, and you kind of enter a door, and then you encounter who I call. I swear on the NES, I swear he was called Shotgunner.
Yeah.
What was he called? He's Shotgunner?
He's Shotgunner. He says, like, I'm Shotgunner. And
but I swear, like, they've changed it over the years. Like, I've also heard that he's Shoot Gunner. And I swear I've even heard another version where he's like, I can't think of what it is. I can't think of what it is, but I feel like his name, Shot Maker.
Oh, no, that's going to say, like, he was Shotgunner. And it was something like no one's escaped this prison. And I remember like going online, he was supposed to be some kind of like warden for that prison. Am I wrong?
That makes sense. He's really the only guard on the prison level other than dogs.
And then I'm thinking like, why didn't you just call him Shot Maker?
I think that's what he's called now.
Oh, okay.
When I played the game, it translated as Shot Maker. But I know him as Shotgunner from the NES. Yeah. So I get a little confused with the names because they've changed them over the years.
Yeah, because I kind of like, I was like, oh, you're Shotgunner. And from the way like his weapon is like shooting out, it looks like a shotgun.
Yeah, he's using buckshot.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, I'm immediately like running in circles going like, this guy's shooting at me. I have no weapons. I can't punch him. And then I was like,
it didn't occur to you to run behind the crates?
I did. That's the first thing I did.
I immediately make a beeline for the crates, and I go, "Oh, okay, good. I'm going to wait for an opening, and then I'm going to check the doors."
But he kind of keeps shooting. Like he doesn't like let up with the shooting. As soon as he sees a glimpse of you, it's like bam, 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 bam. But he's not.
I know.
He doesn't
and he's kind of like the Ocelot character, where you go down to the prison to rescue Kenneth Baker, and there's Revolver Ocelot, who just shoots, but because that's a little further into the future, he also reloads.
Yeah,
but Shotmaker, no, he has infinite ammo.
That's what I was saying. Like, I was like, wait a minute, like he's gonna lose out on ammo. Like I'm gonna wait for him to reload, and then I'm gonna attack him. And then
did you run up to him and try to punch him?
Yeah.
How did that work out? Does it work?
I actually did like some damage from the punches, but he just keeps shooting that I just die.
And I would imagine you don't have enough health to make that strategy work.
Because like I always try to do is like, because he kind of like shoots like in like almost like 3 different directions, like from where you are, where you're supposed to step to next, and where you possibly might get to get past the first 2 shots. From how I played it. And then I was like, all right, there's a pattern there. So I kind of let him see me first to do that initial shot. And that's when I was starting to run after him to attack him. And then luckily, like for my mindset, like I am like a worrywart when it comes to like saving. Cause I'm always thinking like, my system could break, I could shut down, power could go out. Let me save.
I think you reported that on your first playthrough. I asked you how's the progress coming along. I think you said your laptop died, and
yep. And I saved before it happened because like my screen started like the brightness started changing rapidly, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna save real quick because I think my laptop's dying, and I didn't plug it in. And in my house, I have a 15-month-old, and we don't have like any outlets or like we can get to like quickly, like everything's like locked up. So all my power surges are like locked up.
I still have plastic covers in most of my outlets. It's a huge pain in the butt to try to find anything.
Oh yeah, outlets are covered, and all my surge protectors are in a plastic box with like 2 bolts on each end that I had to like unlock at the same time to like open it. So I was like, I didn't even have enough time to do that. So yeah, every time when I play this game, like if I get to a milestone, I'll just save, just in case I have to stop. And I saved as soon as I rescued Gray Fox, I saved, and that's when I kept like returning as my like return point. I was like, all right, that strategy didn't work. And it took me like 3 times to realize like I should go to those doors. Because I think Gray Fox gives you a card.
No. He doesn't give you a card. There's 2 doors below Shotmaker, and one of them has your equipment and the other one has key card 3.
Oh, right. Okay, so they're open doors. All right,
so you get your equipment, and what was your strategy for attacking him? What weapon did you use to kill him?
I used the missile.
Good choice.
Because you know what? Okay, 3 times to attack him without weapons, 4 times to attack him with weapons, because I actually stood my ground with the machine gun. And I was like, I'm going to blow you away, shotgun boy. And then I died.
I'm sure there's a lot of kids who did that very strategy when they were kids. But like me, I'm like, I'm going to hide behind the crates where he doesn't go and can't shoot. And I'm just he's going to see remote controlled missiles coming from behind the crates. And he's going to know that he's dead.
Well, at first, like, because that was like my last straw. I was like, all right, go back to what I was originally doing. I was hiding from him. Where was I hiding from? The crates. And then for some reason, I thought, like, if I shoot the missile, will he move to a different part of the room? But he doesn't. He just stays in one spot. So it's just like the missile comes out, like, I'm going, and then I know. I'm not like, I don't want to break.
And then that's the end of Shotmaker.
Yeah, the person who says like no one's ever escaped this prison. And I go like, well, guess what?
Did anybody ever check the doors for the confiscated equipment?
Probably not. They're probably like, let me just wait till this guy to like reload. Oh, never reloads. Damn.
He's not a very good warden. The door to Gray Fox's prison cell is unlocked. You can just open it. The door to your equipment room where your equipment's been confiscated is just open. You can just grab your equipment. The only thing clever he may have done is he put a transmitter in your equipment.
Yeah, which that was the first thing that I saw, like when I got my equipment back. I went through my inventory.
Did you grab it immediately?
Yeah, because like that was the one thing like I don't remember picking up ever before. And I was like, why is there, I think it says you said transmitter.
Bug. Sometimes it says bug. Sometimes it says transmitter.
Bug. Mine said bug, and I was like, that doesn't belong there. And
the moment you click on it, it just goes away.
It disappears. So I assume,
you know what that does, though, right?
What is it supposed to do? I was going to ask you that.
So I'm a sucker. I'm always like trying to not use rations, and when I get my equipment back, the first thing I do is equip the missile and kill him with the missile, and then I usually equip my pistol or plastic explosives and work my way through the basement. But once you get back up to one of the floors in building 1, the guards on the screen are immediately alerted the moment you enter the screen, whether they see you or not.
Oh, okay.
So you're walking through like any of the levels, and like just suddenly all the guards go into alert and start chasing you and shooting at you.
Yeah,
what is going on? Like even me as a veteran of the game, sometimes that catches me off guard. I'm like, what is going on? Oh, the bug. That's right. Bug.
Yeah, like and then harkens back to like, harkens forward to the third one, where I think you actually do have like a bug on you, a snake.
I don't remember that, but I look forward to playing it again and remembering.
You have to dig it out with a fork in your body, I believe. Yeah, I forgot who puts it on you, but someone puts it on you when you get.
I bet it was Ocelot. Yeah, I'm willing to bet it was Ocelot.
So it's like all these things, like from the beginning, like they're all like kind of like repurposed, retooled, and reused for the later generations.
It's cool. Like, but Kojima's like, okay, I can do this in a more interesting way now on, newer hardware. And it's always fun to see the evolution, like where it began with the original Metal Gear and like where it'll eventually go to with latter games. Like, hopefully we won't forget to discuss anything, but I swear there's like things that happen in the original Metal Gear that you don't even see again in the series probably until like Metal Gear Solid 5. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any examples, but I'm sure there's something in there that's like, oh yeah, you don't even do that till Metal Gear Solid 5 when he tries to do that again. Off the top of my head, though, I can't think of anything.
Wait a minute. Like, was there something?
I think there is. I'm thinking of something really specific, but I have forgotten it in this very moment that we're talking.
That's always.
I'm sure it'll come to me after we stop recording, and I'll go, "Damn it!"
That's always the case. That always happens.
Yeah.
But all right. So
it's Shot Maker, and then you go through the basement of Building 1 where there's the maze, and you use the plastic explosives. You get some more equipment down there. I think you get the enemy uniform.
Yes.
I think the body armor's down there too, but you might not be able to get it yet. You can get some weapons refills down there. I think there's plastic explosives and ammunition down there. I can't remember what's in the middle of the maze. It might just be another prisoner.
I think it is another prisoner. I think he's supposed to like I don't know if he tells you like another person to contact.
Probably.
Does he tell you to contact Jennifer? Or am I jumping forward more?
I'm not sure. At some point, a prisoner does say contact Jennifer for, and I think another prisoner even says like Jennifer will only speak to you if you're highly decorated. She's very picky about who she shares info with.
Yeah, because like some of the prisoners are really chatty, and they'll tell you like almost a lot of information.
They usually give you information on like what you need to proceed next in the game.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what happens there. I don't think it's too terribly important to the plot, but like you basically, once you get out of the prison area, you kind of almost have a run of the base, except for keycard 4. You have keycards 1, 2, and 3, and suddenly you can go into where you're supposed to go next, which is kind of floor 2, where you can look around, you get the infrared goggles, you rescue some more prisoners, your rank goes up, and you fight the machine gun kid.
Oh my god. Yeah. I kind of wish like these like bosses had like either like ironic quips or like some type of quips like after their names to kind of like keep going with it. Especially
they're usually like, I'm the machine gun kid, you will not proceed. Die.
Yeah. It's like that because like I think I'm trying to remember like what he says, like I'm a machine gun kid. I think he says like I'm the best.
He might say something like that.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on what version of the game you play, because they always tweak the dialogue and make it like a little more interesting each time they translate it.
That's what I noticed. Like even though like I got like 2 different versions, but they both say MSX on it. They both kind of like almost like start up the same. The PC one versus the one I have in the PS3, like the names are kind of like you were saying like Shotgunner or Shotmaker. The names are actually do change between the 2 systems, because like the one
Machine Gun Kid is one of the few ones that doesn't change, I think.
No, it's kind of like iconic for this character, like for Machine Gun
Kid. The Nintendo version or the translation of the MSX game that was like on fan translated on ROMs and emulators, or the one you played on Subsistence. He's never changed. He's always been the Machine Gun Kid.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say like the layout of the room. Can you like describe it again?
Yeah. Basically, you enter a room that has like aisles.
Yes.
There are 3 stone pillars that run the length of the room, up and down.
Yeah.
He's on the north side of the room. You're on the south side of the room. And how did you take out the Machine Gun Kid?
Well, for him, it's like because I was trying to remember like the layout of the room, because like for him, it was just a shootout with him. I was just waiting for him to kind of like bust out and like start shooting, and then I would just like match like what he was shooting at me and just like eating rations like constantly. So for him, it was just like shot for shot. We were just going at it, and like I could have like maybe like cheesed the game. Like I could use the missile to like but I wanted
That's
to like
the way to do it.
Yeah, but
that's the way to do it. Pull out the remote control missiles and take out the machine gun kid.
I kind of wanted to struggle. I was like, I want to struggle. I want to fight this kid.
That's fair enough. I remember stories from my youth. I think my brother, he was like, we had like a Nintendo controller that had like a turbo button, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I remember him describing like flicking the turbo button, equipping his pistol or machine gun, and just like running to the top of the room and just taking out the machine gun kid almost instantly with turbo.
Oh, yeah.
But I have always used the remote control missiles to take him out. I don't think he's ever gotten a single point of health off me once over the last 30 years.
Well, I'm going off my first initial playthrough. Like the ones after, it's like, all right, now I know what to do.
Now I'm just going to use the remote control missile on every human I encounter.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I also I want to get into the story and everything. I was like, I'm gonna have a shootout with the kid.
Yeah,
it was almost like kind of like a Western. It was like, because of the fact that he called himself machine gun. Forget machine gun. There's no machine guns in a Western, but like kid. Yeah, kid is in his name. Like all right,
Billy the kid.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, is this guy supposed to be like kind of like the rebel of the group? Like, is he gonna like we're just gonna have like an old fashioned kind of like submachine gun shootout on this floor where everybody should be able to hear?
I mean, if when they make the Metal Gear movie, they decide to adapt the Outer Heaven incident, I think that's how that scene should play out. Like two guys armed with machine guns, and who's more talented?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's like, and then and I keep going back to with Westerns. I got another Western thing here. It's coming to me. I had it with first Revolver Ocelot, who was full on Wild West, from his wardrobe to the weaponry.
Every time I fight one of the bosses in the original Metal Gear, I like to think that from the boss's perspective, they're like Gary Busey in Predator 2. You remember when Gary Busey at the end of the movie, he's in the meat packing plant?
Yeah.
And he's yelling to Danny Glover. He's like, "Get out of here, Harrigan. Get out of here. This is between me and him."
Yeah.
And he's armed with big machine gun. And then suddenly the Predator pulls out this disc that's like a frisbee.
Oh,
a boomerang frisbee that's just saw blades, and just throws it through the meat, cutting down each piece of meat and cutting Gary Busey in half.
Yep.
I like to think every time I fight a boss, that's what it's like for them. When they're shooting at me and they think they have the advantage, and suddenly a remote control missile comes around the corner and hits them.
But you know what? They take a lot of those missiles.
They do.
For all these games, all these people are wow, these people take a lot of grenades. They take a lot of missiles.
I don't want to skip ahead too much. I get too much off base, but that's actually how you have to attack Petrovich in Metal Gear 2.
Oh, okay.
He strangles you from behind, and the only way to attack him is to shoot remote control missiles, navigate them around you, and then hit him in the back.
Oh, right. Well, you know what?
And he could take quite a few of those too, even though he's an old man that looks like Albert Einstein.
I think they may have reworked something to explain that.
Maybe. I was shocked when there's references to him in later games where yes, I'm Raiden and I'm a cyborg ninja now, and Dr. Madnar made me. I'm like, what the fuck?
But
I blew up his back with remote control missiles.
But nobody responds to that. Nobody says anything. And I even Solid Snake, he just okay.
Well, you should really let's find that audio recording and put it in the podcast right here. But there's that audio recording that's been pulled from the files of Metal Gear Solid 4. And I think I want to remember correctly. I can't remember if it's Raiden or Otacon. I think it's Otacon, where Otacon contacts Snake by Kodak, old Snake, and says, "Snake, I talked to Dr. Madnar. He wanted to say hello. He wanted to let you know that his daughter Ellen finally got married. You know, she finally met somebody, and Dr. Madnar wanted you to know that he's sorry, Snake." And Snake's like,
Dr. Madnar offered Sonny and Naomi his full support. He's going to lend them a dialysis machine. No charge.
Good to hear.
I hear you saved the doctor and his little girl back at Outer Heaven.
Yeah, I remember that.
Always good to help others. That reminds me, Madnar wanted me to tell you, His daughter Ellen is married now. Kids, too. 3 of them. One more thing. He said to tell you he's sorry.
He tried to kill me, and I blew him up with remote control missiles.
Yeah, he's saying it's okay. Like that doesn't. But you know what? If you're going to like, I will. I was gonna say like I will pull that up, and I'm gonna cue it around here. I think we're also to believe like if you're going to 4, like we're to believe that with the rapid aging, I think is also his mind.
Maybe a little bit. He's like
taken.
Dr. Madnar. Who the hell is that?
I'm like the guy who tried to kill us.
Honestly, when the series started referring to him as Dr. Madnar, even I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like I remember an Ivan Petrovich. I don't remember a Dr. Madnar.
They kind of do that,
but apparently they at some point they switched his name around because in Metal Gear it's Dr. Petrovich. In Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, it's Dr. Petrovich Madnar. And then by the time they start referencing that character in the Metal Gear Solid series, they just call him Dr. Madnar.
Yeah, I think.
Now, I have a theory about this. Here's my theory.
Yeah.
And I proposed this on Twitter and said, well, how does this make sense that his last name just changed? My theory is that he's gay. He has a daughter. I think he maybe had a wife at some point and had a kid.
Yeah.
Or maybe he adopted. I don't know. But I think he's actually gay. And I think later in life, he married a guy named like Steve Madnar.
That's probably Steve.
Yeah. And because he was a professional doctor in the community of Robotniks, I think he kept his last name hyphenated for a while. I am Dr. Ivan Petrovich Madnar. And then eventually, once people knew who he was, I think he just went with Dr. Madnar.
I can see that.
That's the only explanation that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because like there's been like so many times like they've gone to the past and kind of like changed everything to fit the future.
Yeah, like when we play the next game, you'll see that you'll be surprised because Master Miller's in Metal Gear 2, but he's Asian.
Yes.
And then in Metal Gear Solid, he's a white guy with blonde hair and glasses. And then he remains that throughout the Metal Gear Solid series, even though in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, he's like an Asian guy.
Yeah, and I think like in I think it goes all the way to Peace Walker where we're like told his backstory.
And he's from Japan, and they incorporated that into his backstory, even though they've kind of whitewashed him a little bit. They still kept his heritage kind of Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, I think
so. It's good that they tried.
Yeah, and it's like probably another reason why we need to update the originals. Maybe. I mean, a lot of people like to give Twin Snakes crap, but it did seem like Twin Snakes tried to iron out the continuity a little bit. I remember at some point in the Twin Snakes, somebody calls Ocelot Shalashashka. Yes.
Which I don't think they do in the original Metal Gear Solid, and he wasn't actually ever officially called that until Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, because I think the torture scene.
Yeah.
I think in Twin Snakes, he refers the code name, not the code name, but the nickname he was given for what he's done in torturing was Shalashashka. And
it's a fun way to go back and kind of smooth the continuity over.
You kind of like Mandela like affect it because you play the second one in order to go to Twin Snakes, and you forget about that.
Yeah,
that was never in the first one for PlayStation.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. I mean, that might be a valid reason to go back and remake it. But my feeling is, if you go back and remake any of these games, Kojima's not involved.
No, and then people are gonna like be in an uproar.
Yeah. So they've got his story, they've got his ideas, they've got his characters. I mean, Konami could remake Metal Gear, and I'm sure it'd be a fantastic game, and it'd probably sell really well. But Kojima wouldn't be involved, and as a fan of the series, that's just kind of bittersweet to me.
Like the soul is not there.
He's the heart of the series. He's the brain behind the series. You can go back and remake his games because you have the script, you have the characters, you have the character design, you have the level design, you have the music. You have all that stuff. You have the twists and turns. We're going to buy it because we're already fans of the series, but you don't have the original creator there. You don't have that spark. And to me, that makes it a little more empty.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? It's kind of like where that thing where you got to like kind of almost like graduate to his next.
That's true. He'd wanted to graduate, with dignity.
Yeah.
He'd wanted to pass the series on to like his protege and let his protege write and direct them while he kind of produced them and helped out a little bit, but he wanted to move on to other things. And I kind of wish he'd been allowed to do that rather than how things had ended.
For the next, like the games afterwards, like I would definitely I'm going to throw in the tidbits. Like there was issues for that reason. And it's like, it's even maddening for some of them where it's like, you kind of want to tell people like, it's just a video game.
Yeah.
Don't go nuts on these people that work on it.
Yeah.
They're doing it for a paycheck, but they're also doing it because like these keep getting sequels because these are successful games.
Yeah.
So appreciate the next one. Don't just like automatically write it off because
that's happened to so many creators I like. So you kill the machine gun kid and you're pretty much at the point where, you check a few doors, but you're pretty much ready to go up to the rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
And you navigate the rooftop. I think there's some remote controlled missiles up there. There's some prisoners up there. Here's the funny part. On the rooftop of Building 1 in Metal Gear, there are prisoners who say you need a parachute to jump down to the courtyard.
Yes.
Is that just a standard operating procedure in Outer Heaven? If you want to get down to the courtyard, you have to jump off the roof with a parachute.
There's no staircase. I thought maybe I was going to have to rappel down. I was like, all right.
How about this? How about the prisoner says to access the courtyard, you need key card 4, which ironically is in the courtyard.
I don't know how that worked out, but like I did like the parachuting though. That idea was like,
fun.
Wait a minute, parachute. Like, wait a minute. It's like I haven't done that.
So did that feel natural to you? You get the parachute in your equipment. It's in one of the rooms. You explore the entire roof and you fight a hind D up there. How did you feel fighting the hind D on the roof? And what did you do?
Well, for the hind D, which I don't know, like it didn't really like introduce like the helicopter didn't introduce itself. Like anybody in the loudspeaker going like, I'm gonna shoot you down, Solid Snake. No one said anything. There was just a helicopter that just like appeared, and I said to myself like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Where did this helicopter come from?" And then
it was just up there.
Yeah, exactly. Just like hovering. The blades, like I can see the blades spinning, and then it's just starts shooting. And for some reason, I end up like in the bottom of the screen. So
bad choice.
Exactly.
Bad choice.
I beeline to the top. Where there's like almost like where the gun can't even go in that direction.
Yeah, if you stand in front of the crate on the left side of the screen, on the to the left of the hind D, it can't shoot you. If you're standing in front of the crate closest to the hind D, you're in its blind spot, and that's usually what everybody does who plays Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's what I learned. Like, because I was actually watching the gun turret like kind of like follow me, and then it just stopped. I was like, oh. Yes, like this is where I'm like gonna like shoot it down basically, and I used the launcher at it, the grenade launcher.
Okay, yeah. That's what I use. I think that's the only way you can destroy it. I'm not sure because I've never tried to use I never tried to use plastic explosives. I've never tried to use the remote controlled missiles. For some reason, I'm just like grenade launcher. That's what you gotta use.
Because like when you equip it, it kind of like shows you the target,
and it's like the perfect spacing.
Exactly.
If you stand in the blind spot.
Yeah, because I didn't bother I didn't like equip a gun. I didn't equip like anything else because like, all right, that's only gonna shoot like in front of me. I need something to like go over and then drop down, and that's what I use. I think it's called like launcher. I don't think it's called grenade launcher.
You might be right. I think they may have just called it like a launcher or something like that. But it's the one that lops grenades in the air and lands them on whatever you're shooting at. Usually just vehicles. But I don't want to spoil anything. But in the new Top Gun movie, there's a hind D, and a hind D versus a person, no less.
Oh,
and it's fucking awesome.
It's kind of showcasing like this what it could be on screen.
It like literally, I'm watching the new Top Gun movie, and I'm watching a hind D versus a person, and I'm like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
You know what? Yes, and then
it's not a hard boss fight once you know the blind spot of the hind D, and you know to use the grenade launcher, and then you. So did you just equip the parachute and jump off the roof?
Yeah, that's what the next thing I did. Well, first of all,
there was never any point. It's like, do I jump here? What do I do here exactly?
No, I just equip the parachute and kind of just like go towards like where I'm supposed to go. And
Okay.
it does like the animation where it's like it's showing me like falling. But I didn't like
you got the parachute that's the same size as you, and there's these giant bricks behind you, and you're just kind of like going down the screen over and over again until you're in the courtyard. Funny story. My last playthrough that I did of Metal Gear just this week in preparation for this podcast, I talked to a prisoner on the roof, and I could have sworn the prisoner on the roof said, "You need a parachute to get down to the courtyard. Here it is." And then I checked my inventory because I remembered the parachute icon in your inventory, and I didn't see it.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, well, maybe the subsistence version of the game is updated where like
it's in a room.
Maybe you have the parachute now. And so I went to that edge of the roof and I jumped off without the parachute. And the death screen they give you is on the floor of the courtyard on level 1. Amongst the dogs.
What?
In the dirt, in the courtyard, you die.
You can actually go off it without the parachute?
Yeah. And when you die, you're in the courtyard.
Oh my God.
That's good. That's kind of a cool detail I didn't know about.
I didn't know about that. I didn't even try like, oh, what happens if I just like, I thought like maybe you were going to think like, oh, it just auto equips. And I just like go
I was
right
kind of
for
thinking
it.
that. I'm like, well, the subsistence version is updated. The prisoner literally, I could have sworn he just told me, here's the parachute you needed to get down. I didn't see it in my inventory, but I was like, well, okay, well, I think I heard him right. I'm going to jump off the roof.
No, I equipped the parachute, and as I'm like going down, which is kind of like giving me like Mario vibes. I don't know why. As I'm going down, I could kind of hear like that Twilight song.
The background. That's the first time the background is kind of like this flat 2D image that's just kind of bricks are passing you, or you're passing bricks as you fall through the screen, and it's just a fun animation. But you get down to the courtyard, and there's some mines down there too, and there's guard dogs, and there's trucks. And you can check the trucks, and I think that might be where you find keycard 4s in the back of the truck.
Yes.
And then you go to this small room in the courtyard where a prisoner is, and you're expecting Dr. Petrovich because a prisoner elsewhere in the building had said Dr. Petrovich is being held in the courtyard of Building 1. And you get down there, you go into the prison cell. It's not him, it's somebody else. And that somebody else says, oh, they've moved Dr. Petrovich. He's now in Building 2. So that's basically the point in the game where you leave Building 1 and kind of make your way north. What did you think of leaving Building 1 and going outside and facing the elements of the desert and the natural wildlife?
Are we talking about the scorpions?
We are talking about the scorpions
that
are
I was thinking to myself, like, did I go too
screen.
fast? Did I go too fast? I was thinking to myself, like, did I go too fast? Like, are we at the scorpions already?
You have this 4x3 television screen image, and it's desert.
Yeah.
And you've got Building 1, it's at the very bottom of the screen, and I think there might be a truck or two. I can't remember exactly. And there are scorpions everywhere. I
immediately started trying to punch the scorpions, or if I could step on them, which started hurting me. My health started going down. I was like, I can squash these scorpions with my boots. I was like, it's not working. Oh no!
I think my tactic is the only thing you can do. Some people will equip their machine gun and just kind of mow them down. I grew up a fan of Star Trek, so I try to respect life. So what I do is I hug the side of the screen, and the moment a scorpion darts at me, I jump to the other screen,
to the next one,
which is the exact same screen. It just repeats over and over again. But I'll jump to the left or the right screen, which is just the same screen, but you're on the other side. All the scorpions are reset, and suddenly the ones on that side of the screen will start jumping at you. And I slowly kind of inch my way north until I'm past the scorpions.
Yeah, that's after like I couldn't like take care, like I couldn't kill the scorpions. I started doing that because I was like, oh wait, when you jump in and out, they kind of like reset, and you got room to run. So that the whole entire time I'm like running north, it's just like screen.
It's crazy. There are like 4 screens of scorpions in desert. And you start to get into this mindset of like, is something wrong? Like I keep going north, screen by screen by screen, and it's just desert and scorpions. And you really feel like that's all it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
until eventually you get to the 5th screen and it's just desert. There's no scorpions. But then you start getting tank shells flying past you.
Oh yeah, I thought they were like mortar shells, like shooting down at me because like
They might be. I think
'cause
some tanks do have like mortars and stuff. But
I can kind of hear like the dropping of them
oh,
coming.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
do it with my mouth right now. But
Yeah, so that was happening. Like, oh crap! It's like someone's shooting at me, and I immediately.
okay, so you get to there's kind of a yellow brick
Mhm.
fence or wall, and there's a tank between them. What
Mhm.
what did you do, and how did you know to do it?
Well, by then I ran out of like missiles. I thought
I'm not even sure the missiles work. I think there's only one weapon that works against it.
And it was like trial and error. Like bullets can't hurt this tank. So I was like, mines. Like, where do I place the mines? That was the next thing that came to me. And I thought like maybe from like left to right, I should just drop mines and like kind of go back and forth. And that actually got me killed faster than anything else. So
Well, sure, because you're running in front of the tank, which has 2
Yeah.
guns on either side shooting at you.
exactly. So then I was like, pick a side and just go like north to south. Boop, 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 drop mines, take cover. And from that was the strategy. So it was like the second time.
All right, so
Yeah.
the tank blows up. It's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I think it's one of the few villains in the original Metal Gear that you can't use remote controlled missiles on. You have to use landmines to take out the tank. You go to the next screen, and it's kind of like the front of Building 2. There's some crates. There's some soldiers standing guard.
Mhm.
You get a call from Big Boss, and Big Boss says you need to put on the enemy uniform to infiltrate the base.
Yeah.
So you put it on, and they're basically like, okay, you can pass, and the door opens for you.
Yeah, because when I walked in that screen, it automatically says like, I think they're talking to each other, saying like,
Oh, yeah,
"All right,
yeah.
somebody from
They say that
Foxhound
there's a
has
foxhound
infiltrated our base." Yep. It's like, be on the lookout. And I was like, "Oh crap!" And
And then
there,
you get the call.
I got the call, and I was like, "All right, feed me some information, boss. What do I do here?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah, put on the uniform." I was like, "No way that could work." I was like, "I think they would know like every single guard what they look like."
Well, that's funny. I mean, you're
Mhm.
absolutely right. These are patrol guards. They should have pictures and dossiers on everybody in the base. They should know everybody there.
Yeah.
If you pass them in a guard uniform or you're dressed as a colonel, they should say,
Yeah.
Colonel, what's your name? I'm sorry, I need to make a phone call. But they don't. They just open the door and let you right in.
Yeah, they go like proceed, and I thought I had to walk a certain way, so I went like very uniform. As soon as he lets me proceed, I just went like straight forward, and then went like straight up. Like I didn't like deviate.
I like to run in circles around them a couple of times before I go in.
Yeah,
But that's just me. That's just me. Now, here's the question I have.
Mhm.
So the enemy uniform let you get past those guys. Did you try to continue walking in front of enemy soldiers in Building 2?
Yes, I did.
We're
I
in the
thought-
enemy uniform?
Yes, I thought I was disguised. I was like, yes, like now I can go anywhere I want.
Kind of like
And-
you're in Granny's lab in Metal Gear Solid 3 and you have the lab coat on with your bandana. Did it work?
Exactly. No,
Yeah, it doesn't work
it
anymore.
doesn't work.
It
doesn't
only works
work.
in those 3 guards.
Yeah. Now I was thinking to myself, like, why doesn't it work in all these other guards? Like, why can't I just like, oh yeah, that's the new guy. It's like he's reporting in. He's okay. Go ahead, new guy. Keep walking.
And I want to talk about Building 2 because Building 1, there's a really good logic to Building 1.
Mhm.
You swim up on the south side of Building 1 when you first start the game. There's a dock.
Mhm.
It has a fence. It has tanks. It has crates. It has a garage door, and the garage door has been left open. You go into Building 1. On floor 1 of Building 1, there are tanks. There are vehicles. There's other garage doors that are closed. You get the impression that this is like a tank hangar or a vehicle hangar.
Yeah.
You go up to floor 2 or floor 3. There's no tanks or vehicles because tanks or vehicles don't drive on floor 2 or floor 3. They drive on the ground floor. There's a logic to it. There's a prisoner area in the basement. There's a courtyard, and on floor 2 and floor 3, there are screens in the middle that you cannot access because, in theory, that's where the courtyard sky is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge logic to Building 1. You walk into Building 2, and there's like a drainage channel right in front of you, right from the get-go.
Yep. I try to like, can you like submerge yourself? That's the first thing. First playthrough, I thought maybe I can swim underneath, so swim under the water. I was like, how deep is this? That's where I first started doing
the water at the beginning is not very deep, right? It's just
No.
like it comes up to your hips.
Yeah, it's very like shallow.
And it's the water channel that leads to the door that accesses the rest of the base, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, so it's like, where's this? Like, why is this water here, and where's it coming from? And for some reason, when I first walked in, I was like, why is there a swimming pool in the base? Like, what did I just walk into? Like,
once you get deeper into Outer Heaven, they're a lot more relaxed. They have tiki torches, they have martinis, they have an open bar. Soldiers are wearing Hawaiian shirts. It's a lot more relaxed in Outer Heaven. Just another day in the war without end.
And I thought, like, if I'm in the water, they can't see me because for some reason, like, I thought they're like elevated.
Yeah,
I thought they were elevated.
So too. I thought they were elevated, and there's like these gates on either side of you when you're in the water area.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's like a waterproof wall or something. I would assume that the guards can't see you, but they can see.
They can't
you.
see you, and they
shoot at you when they see you.
And they shoot you from anywhere in that room. Where if I try to shoot at them, it doesn't go at them.
Yeah, you shoot a bullet at them, and it goes about 3 inches and stops. Whereas an enemy guard in Metal Gear shoots at you, and it goes all the way across the screen.
So that's where it came into play. Like, I thought they were elevated because, like, I'm trying to shoot at them, but I'm hitting a wall. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So that's when I started the whole, I gotta run, even if they notice me, just run and get through these doors.
So I forget what when you first enter the building, you can follow the path, and there's one guy patrolling it, and there's like a room with some equipment in it. I don't remember what equipment's in there, but you go in the drainage ditch, and it leads to another door, and there's a bulldozer.
Yeah, I call it the killdozer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's got some name. It might be
something
killdozer.
like that. They might. I mean, I don't know if it doesn't have a name. People would call it a war dozer. Like
probably.
What they would use.
What did you do to destroy it, and how did you know to do that? Did you try the landmines for one?
Yes, because it was a vehicle.
And what happened?
No, it didn't work for me. It didn't work
for
me.
Crush you against the wall?
It kept coming at me. Yeah.
It
killed me. I was like, oh, well, that didn't work.
And what did you try next?
And then I think it wasn't a grenade launcher, was it?
It is. I think the grenade launcher is the only thing that kills it.
So I must have went through like the elimination. Like, I thought maybe the missiles would do it, but that didn't do it. It killed me again. So the grenade launcher's like, yeah, because I don't think you don't use the grenade launcher like that much, but I feel like it was a lot for like vehicles you use it against. And I think that's like one of two they use against them.
I'd imagine in theory the bulldozer, like its cup in the front of it is like thick metal that you probably can't shoot through. Because like remember Lethal Weapon 3 at the end of it, where you're in the construction site and Mel Gibson, he's shooting at the bulldozer and the bad guy's coming at him. Yeah, and he raises his bulldozer scooper, and Mel Gibson, he's got his Beretta, he can't shoot through the bulldozer scooper, and then I think Murtaugh tosses him a machine gun that has armor-piercing bullets.
Yep, to kind of like
shoots
give it back
right through
him. Yeah, like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, but you don't have armor-piercing bullets in Metal Gear, so you have to just kind of lop grenades over it and kill the driver.
But don't you wish you had like a Murtaugh come out of nowhere and be like,
that would be great.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, you have to wait until police nuts until you have a Murtaugh.
Oh yeah.
In Metal Gear, Mel Gibson does not have a Murtaugh in Metal Gear, so you just have to lop grenades at the bulldozer.
Yeah, and that's the only way that I was able to like get past that, because like, 2 times, one with landmines, and one with the missiles. And I was like,
so then you proceed into building 2. There's a excuse me. There's a elevator, and there's some laser tripwires in front of it, which there's some of those in building 1 we forgot to mention. But you can handle them one of 2 ways. You can either put on the infrared goggles to see them, or you could smoke a cigarette.
I never equipped the cigarette. I didn't know how to equip it and smoke it.
Well, you just equip it.
Oh, and he smokes it?
Yeah, he smokes it, and his life goes down.
Oh, I probably didn't wait long enough.
It'll show the laser tripwires on the screen, and the screen will be in color.
Yeah.
But your health goes down. But if you put on the infrared goggles, the screen goes black and white, except for the lasers, which are in red, and your health doesn't go down.
Yeah, I immediately equipped the IR goggles.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I saw all lasers, because in this building, they're faster. and it's more elaborate for this one versus the building one.
It's more elaborate. The lasers seem to go faster, and actually they move. I think in building 1, the lasers don't move.
Yeah, they don't. They're just like stationary.
You just navigate the maze of
on.
lasers, and you don't trip them. But in building 2, they're actually changing direction like crazy, and you have to kind of time it right.
Now, I never walked in front of the lasers. Do they kill you, or do they trip, or is it an alarm?
I could be wrong. I think it just trips the alarm, and then soldiers come onto the screen and shoot at you. Gotcha.
I thought they're like lasers to actually kill you.
No, but there are lasers elsewhere in the game that will kill you, and we'll get to those later.
So that's where I was like, that was my first impression against the lasers. I was like, these lasers will kill me.
I swear this building has to be like the water reclamation center for Outer Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking, this is all where all the soldier pee and poop is.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. This is that building. And I think that's what that bulldozer's for. I think the bulldozer's like shoving like waste into the channel that you just swam through.
Oh no, that's what I've been swimming in the entire time.
Yeah, it's just like Shawshank.
Oh god.
So anyway, you jump into another pit of pee and poo, and to proceed, and then you find a antenna in one of the rooms, and that suddenly, like, Big Boss is like, you were jammed for a little bit, but it's all better now.
Which there was like, I don't think there was like a signal before that. It was an issue. Was there?
Well, here's the thing. Big Boss contacts you outside the building 2, and then you only go through a few screens before you get the antenna, and it says it's all clear now. I think what happens is that if you call any of your channels on the screens leading up to the antenna, you don't get a hold of anybody.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't.
That's the thing. Like,
I
you
wouldn't
can call them constantly, and sometimes they'll say stuff, and sometimes they won't say stuff. A lot of the times, they'll only say stuff if you're on a boss fight or you're in a room that has equipment. And Big Boss will be like, "That's rations. You know, you can eat those for health. Or, you know."
Oh yeah, that's true.
Or this is a gas mask. You need it for gas rooms. Like, they'll comment on the items in the room that you go into, but usually when I go into these rooms, I don't bother with calling anybody.
Not really.
Like, there's some funny ones too. Like, if you go into the cardboard box room and you call Big Boss, Big Boss says, a cardboard box? Is somebody moving?
I'm not gonna do that on the next one.
Anyway, you get the antenna, it clears up the signal, and suddenly you can call people again if you choose to call people on every screen. And you kind of proceed your way through building 2. And I watched a guy play through building 2, and he did it much more optimally than I normally do. He went up to the roof first after the ground floor.
Okay.
And on the roof, you get key card 5. I think you rescue some more prisoners that tell you that Petrovich is in the basement. And you can go down to the basement after that. And you go through, and I think that's the first time maybe Schneider calls you officially.
I think so,
and Schneider calls you from his frequency and says, you need a gas mask. You're about to enter some gassy areas. So you navigate kind of a maze again, but you have to wear a gas mask as well. And I think you knock down some walls in building 2 basement as well. And you rescue some more prisoners, and you eventually find Petrovich. And what happens when you find Dr. Petrovich?
He immediately just goes like, I don't know if he says like, I am not Petrovich, or like, die, foxhounder. Just like,
that's exactly what he does. He says basically like, I am not the real Petrovich.
He extends his hands out like he's gonna hug you.
Yeah, and then the pitfall opens up and he falls through the pitfall. And you have to run away real quickly so it doesn't get you too, but it's hilarious.
No, it got me. Because I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh god, I found him. I went up to him.
The further you get into Metal Gear, the more pitfalls they throw into the game. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, and then I was like, after he killed it, I was like, did he have a bomb on him? Was this a suicide bomb? Because that's what I thought. Like, he blew me up. I was like, what the hell is this?
Here's the tip-off. When you go into the room where that fake Petrovich is being held, there are boxes around him, and the boxes around him are the exact same shape and size as those pitfalls. And that's your key, that he's standing over some kind of a trap.
Yeah, so like on my second like revisit, okay, yeah, he dies. He obviously kills himself through the pitfall trying to get you as well.
So I have to wonder.
That's what I was thinking.
Outer Heaven is being ran by Venomous Snake, who's Big Boss's decoy. And he has a decoy prisoner that looks like Petrovich, who's clearly sympathetic to the Outer Heaven cause.
That's going to die.
So Big Boss, or Venom Snake, rather, Venom Snake tells this decoy, hey, here's what you're going to do. My rookie Solid Snake is going to come in here. And when he comes in here, tell him it's a trap.
Yeah.
Die, Foxhounder. And then a pitfall is going to open below you, and you're going to fall through the pitfall, but you're going to fall through the pitfall with Snake. And, well, if it gets Snake, it kills Snake instantly. So I'm assuming it also kills this fake Petrovich.
I mean, that's
who has agreed to do
dedication,
this?
Pure dedication.
That's oh boy, you're getting people who are dying for your cause to be a decoy. That's I can't believe people would volunteer to do that.
It was just so odd and out of nowhere, like coming across it. Like that didn't happen like throughout the game. Like no one's mentioned like multiple people. They told me where the doctor was. This is where I believe him to be.
Yeah. People tell you he's in building 1 courtyard. You go there and then you find a prisoner who said, no, he's been moved.
Mm-hmm.
You find a prisoner in building 2 that says, oh, he's in the basement. You go down to the basement and it's a fake Petrovich that tries to kill you.
Yep.
So you continue navigating building 2. You're finding more equipment. You're finding more weapons. To tell you the truth, the game gets a little fuzzy for me in here.
Yeah.
You fight some other bosses. I don't know if you fight Fire Trooper here.
You do fight Fire Trooper. And
you fight Fire Trooper here.
I immediately go like the Fury. And then he just sprays his flame.
Yeah, he turns his flamethrower on. He starts spraying the room with flame. But again, like most of the villains in or boss fights in Metal Gear, there is a blind spot that you can stand and just shoot remote control missiles at him until he dies.
Exactly. So by the time we get to this point, I've actually smartened up and said, I'm not jumping in front of anybody's line of fire anymore.
And in the corner of the room and launch remote control missiles at you from the safe spot.
Yeah, so that's what I immediately started doing. And
good.
My logic was like, wait, if I shoot a missile on him, is he going to blow it up with his flamethrower? Like, no, just start shooting.
But it didn't. I was worried about that too. I'm like, well, maybe the flamethrower will blow up your missiles before they get to him, and that'll add some challenge. But nope, your missiles fly right through the flames and blow him up.
Where it's like you kind of have to shoot him as he's like aiming away from you.
Yeah. That would be a cool detail to add to future releases of the game, but nope, the missiles fly right through the flames and
hit him right in the face.
And then I think fiery missiles fly at him, and again, a Fire Trooper is like Gary Busey in Predator 2, where he's like, "Holy shit!" And then he's dead. And then it gets a little hazy. Building 2 is around the point Jennifer starts to contact you.
Yeah, I think.
And if your rank's not high enough, did this happen to you? Did Jennifer contact, or did you try to contact Jennifer with a lower rank?
I tried contacting her, and I think she tells me to rank up in order to continue the conversation.
Right. She said, like, do you remember, like, roughly what she said?
I think she says, in order for, I think she says you have to keep rescuing prisoners and rank up in order for be contacted by me.
And there's even a prisoner in Building 2 who says, like, Jennifer, she's very picky. Mm-hmm. She won't talk to you unless you have a high enough rank or you've rescued enough people. And even if you contact Jennifer with 3 stars, which I think you should have by that point, she just flat out denies you. She's like, you need to have at least 4 stars before I'll talk to you. Let's talk about Jennifer a little bit. What's her backstory?
For Jennifer, I blended people. She's a resistance member. She snuck into Outer Heaven claiming to be a medical staff to save her brother, who was captured. This is like rough translation by Outer Heaven. I don't know why you would repeat that. She helps you finding items for you.
Yeah. So she's the person that's like, I need a rocket launcher to beat something. She'll, okay, Snake, there's a rocket launcher in this room. You can grab it now.
I thought she was making it, the rocket launcher. I thought she was assembling the pieces, because that's what it sounded like when I was contacting her.
It could be. I'm sure if there was a Metal Gear movie adaptation, she would be like assembling like a custom-made rocket launcher or something along those lines. But that's kind of rude of her. You're infiltrating the base. You're risking your life. You're the only hope her brother has. And she's like, I won't talk to you because you have 3 stars. Exactly. I only talk to soldiers with 4 stars. It's like, well, okay, first of all, you are a local.
Mm-hmm.
you're someone from Africa that lives around the Outer Heaven base. You've infiltrated it because your brother got captured.
Mhm.
He's in need of help. You're sneaking into the base as like a resistance member,
Yeah.
disguising yourself as the medical staff, and you won't talk to me, an American Foxhound soldier, because I have 3 stars in the Foxhound organization rather than 4 stars in the Foxhound organization.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, by then people already know there's a foxhounder that's infiltrated and running around the base.
Yeah, for all she knows, you might be Gray Fox, who probably does have 4 stars. And she denies you. She says, I'm not going to talk to you until you get 4 stars. So eventually you rescue enough prisoners, you get 4 stars, and then she gets a little warmer to you temporarily, mind you. There's other confrontations with Jennifer.
Yeah.
But she hooks you up with a rocket launcher, which you used to kill you probably know them as something different than I do.
What do they say in your game?
So in your game, there are these guys that clearly have sunglasses on, black leather coats, and khaki pants. And you probably think they're called Bloody Brads, don't you?
No. I thought they were like, well, first they don't give a name till I think either after
Yeah, sometimes you like find a prisoner that you were supposed to find before.
Exactly.
And they're like, to kill the Bloody Brads, you need a rocket launcher.
They look completely different from any other soldier. They move different. When I walked in that room, I said to myself, why are there 2 Terminators in this room?
That's exactly what they are.
Because the way they walk.
In the original game, they were called TX-11 Arnolds.
They call them Arnolds in this game, in the game I played.
Okay.
They call them the Arnolds.
In one of the other translations, they're called Bloody Brads.
Oh my god!
But that's bullshit because we know they're Arnolds.
I was gonna say, like, what's a bloody Brad? Like, there's no blood on these guys. No, the way they move, the way they walk, the way they looked, I was like, there's 2 Terminators in the room.
There's 2 Terminators, but luckily there's one Kyle Reese, and as we know,
so
Kyle Reese can handle a couple of Terminators.
That's where I thought, like, where the inspiration came from.
Yeah.
For basically the cover is like Kyle Reese, and you got these Arnolds running around this one room. There's only one room I have seen them.
2 Terminators in one room, and all they do is move back and forth, and they hurt you just by touching you. But yeah, you blow them up with a rocket launcher, and a little bit of trivia behind them that I think kind of gets overlooked because there's not a lot of lore around these guys.
Yeah,
but there's a little bit. Dr. Petrovich is a cyberneticist.
Yes.
And he made the TX-11 Arnolds, but the Metal Gear in the game is called TX-55. So there's a Metal Gear TX-55 that was built by Petrovich, and there's also these TX-11 Arnolds, which are like cyborgs or robots built by Petrovich.
Yeah.
They don't get a lot of love in Metal Gear lore, but I don't think they should be necessarily overlooked either.
No, I mean, like, I was like, well, first of all, I'm in the mindset, like, I'm back in the 80s. And I was like, I am loving this. Like, I thought I had to, like, fight them hand to hand.
You tried to punch the TX-11 Arnolds?
I try to punch Terminators. And then
Did you not watch the Terminator? Do you not remember when Ginger's boyfriend tries to fight the Terminator with his bare hand? He's naked. He tries to fight the Terminator with his bare hands, and then he just ends up a bloody pulp thrown through a door.
I was like, say, like, I don't pay attention.
If you want to fight a Terminator, you need some explosive power. And that's why Kyle Reese immediately is like, I don't know if I can beat it with these weapons, but we can make some pipe bombs.
And then, oh my God.
It's around that point, too, that you find the real Petrovich, because the real Petrovich is on that floor, and he says, well, I'm not going to help you because they've kidnapped my daughter, and you had to find Ellen in the basement, or I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, I think she's in building 1, right? Building
1 basement.
Yeah. So it's like,
so you find you kind of, what you're supposed to do is go through this underground tunnel, which is a death trap. I usually just go back over the map and go through the scorpions again, but you can go through the tunnel. It does work if you have enough patience.
No, I went through like where the scorpions were. I backtracked that way. I didn't realize about the underground tunnel.
There's an underground tunnel. You find a flashlight because it's completely pitch black, and when you have the flashlight, you can actually see the tunnel. And it's, if I recall correctly, I don't think there's soldiers in there. I think there's just dogs. There's dogs and lots of pitfalls, and it's really hard to navigate. But if you can navigate it, you end up in the door that's above Gray Fox's cell.
I didn't even I had the flashlight, and I have no idea what it was for. I never went beyond that.
Yeah. That's what the flashlight's for.
Yeah.
So it's for that tunnel, which is optional. You actually don't need to go through it in the game. But if you do go through it, you find your way to Ellen's cell, and you find this girl with black hair and a red dress, and
who I thought was pregnant.
Oh, you thought she was pregnant?
Yeah, because the way she kind of I realize now, the way she was just her legs were sticking out.
I thought she was just kind of sitting on her legs and her dress was kind of fanned out. On her legs.
But when I first went in there, I was like, "Oh my god, there's a pregnant woman in here." It's like, what did they do to her on the floor? Wow. I was like, it's kind of these outer heaven soldiers are kind of jackasses. Have a pregnant woman
jackasses. On the floor. Do you remember the Arnold movie Commando?
Yes.
Where they kidnap Alyssa Milano, who's his daughter, and he's a single dad, and the soldiers in, I think it's Valverde, that fictional 80s country that they would use to not offend any Central American countries. They would say the guerrillas are from the Central American country of Valverde, which is not real.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Nicaragua.
Yeah, and it translates to Green Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to this country, and these soldiers in Valverde have Arnold's daughter, and they're like, "Have you ever cut the throat of a 10-year-old girl? It's like cutting through butter with a butter knife."
Oh my god!
And it's oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Who talks like this?
But it's a good thing you said Commando, because every time I stocked up on rations and weaponry, that's what I imagined Salzig was doing, Commando style, just gearing up everything on top of them. It's
yeah. So you save Ellen. I don't remember that she tells you anything significant. I think she says, I'm Ellen Petrovich. My dad's Dr. Petrovich.
Thank you for saving me, I think.
Thank you for saving me.
Yeah, there's it was just really flat. I was okay, I saved her. I thought she was going to either use I was do you have a radio signal for your father? So we can tell him you're rescued? How's he going to know? I could have just left the room, waited an hour or two, come back, be all right, dude, your daughter's rescued. Tell me about Metal Gear.
Here's what you do. I'm going to go ahead and fill in some details. You pull out a knife and you cut off her finger, right? And you take her finger back to Petrovich and you say, okay, now tell me how to defeat Metal Gear, please.
Or do you want more pieces of your daughter?
Or if you don't want to be violent, you can just tear off a piece of her red dress and go, look, this is the only red thing in outer heaven.
That could have been I'm trying to think, does even Solid Snake, he doesn't wear, he's bandana-less, right?
I think he's bandana-less.
That would have been the perfect opportunity. Red dress, bandana.
That would be a cool detail. Filmmakers, if you're going to adapt the original Metal Gear, the Outer Heaven incident, into a movie, that's what needs to happen. Ellen Petrovich should rip her dress a little bit and then tie it around Solid Snake's head to give him his first red bandana.
Yeah, because
that's what happened in Petrovich, that he's rescued his daughter.
Yeah, because there's I don't see any women on this base other than people I've been contacting.
No. This is a huge sausage fest, which fits with a lot of people's theories about Big Boss, by the way.
Physical. She is a physical person. She is not a voice in the radio.
Yeah.
And I'll be oh, that'd be a perfect opportunity. Rip off a little bit of the red dress, put it on your head as a bandana. So when you go back to the room, Petrovich would be my daughter's red dress. Okay, he rescued her. Okay, what do you need to know?
Snake, do you need any help with your mission? Infinite ammo.
Exactly. I mean, you might as well have done that at that point, because you could almost be up to infinite ammo if you're stocking up.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about the game. You can keep entering the room, which most people will do. It's a valid strategy, and getting more and more rations, or more and more ammo, or more and more landmines to make sure you're well stocked. So weapons and ammunition is never really a problem in the original Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But I took a screenshot of what Petrovich says. So you rescue his daughter and you make your way back to Petrovich, and then he's still tied up.
Okay.
Even though you untied him the first time. And this time when you untie him, he tells you, what does he tell you?
He's supposed to he tells me the combination to take down Metal Gear.
Right. I took a screenshot of it. Unfortunately, I don't think I took enough screenshots because basically what he says is right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, ... And then I didn't take a screenshot of the next thing he says, but basically the next thing he says is, I don't remember the rest.
That's what he said. I don't remember the rest of it, but it should take 16.
Yeah, and he's told you 15 steps, but he doesn't remember the 16th step. So anyway, you've rescued Petrovich. It's getting a little fuzzy what bad guys you still had to fight. I know at a certain point you go to Building 3, which is just a complete war zone where guys are jumping out of the back of the trucks and shooting at you.
It's just a free for all.
The moment you get to Building 3, you get a call from Big Boss who says,
"Go to the leftist truck. No, right truck."
Yeah. He says, "Go to the rightmost truck," which takes you back to the beginning, I think.
Yeah,
and then
I never went. I didn't listen to him because I think somewhere before you get to the line, maybe I'm jumping ahead. Someone actually does mention that the person who's behind all of this.
Oh, right,
is
Kyle Schneider.
Yeah, it's Foxhound.
Kyle Schneider says, "Snake, I've got something to tell you."
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing some digging, and I found out that the leader of Outer Heaven, the guy that's in charge of this whole operation, you're never going to believe this, Snake. The guy who's in charge of Outer Heaven that we're leading this resistance against, he's actually gunshots. And Kyle Schneider, as far as you know, is out. He's dead, out of the game. As far as you know, we're going to learn later in the series that he's still alive. But at this point, he's now out of Metal Gear, and all we know is there's this mystery of the leader in Outer Heaven is some guy that he's been identified now. So you get to Building 3. If you get a call from Big Boss, and people are like, there's like 12 trucks parked in front of the Building 3.
Yeah.
And like soldiers hop out of all 12 trucks and start shooting at you. And you're getting a call from Big Boss, and Big Boss is like, "Snake, get in the truck on the far right," which just takes you back to the beginning of the game almost. And then if you go into Building 3, you just run for the door. You go into Building 3, you get another call from Big Boss, and Big Boss says, "Go in the door on the left."
Yes. Does that
Did you go in the door on the left?
No, I stopped listening to him.
No, it doesn't take you anywhere. I think it takes you to a room where you're surrounded by cargo boxes, I think, and there's like a pitfall.
Oh, okay.
And it's like immediate death. So anyway, you're getting like bad intelligence from Big Boss. And then you evade a couple of pitfalls. You make it to the elevator. You go down 100 floors to the basement of Building 3, which supposedly is where Metal Gear is being stored. And then you get a call from Jennifer who says, "Hey, there's an oxygen tank."
Yes.
Through the wall. You need to, I think you bombed the wall to get to the oxygen tank.
I think she opens the door for you.
She might open the door for you.
Yeah.
She does that a lot too.
Yeah.
But you get the oxygen tank, and then you go back to Building 2 so that you can swim through the channel. And by the way, a lot of times when I'm playing the game, I don't even use the oxygen tank. You can just equip rations and have full health and swim all the way through the channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I
And as you're
didn't realize
dying,
that.
the rations will refill your health. And you have just enough, I think, to get to the end of the channel. But you get to the end of the channel, and suddenly there's an electric floor, and you destroy the control panel, and you go into the right door, and then you encounter what name was he going by in your version of the game?
Oh, Coward Duck.
Because in newer versions of the game, Coward Duck. In
Yeah.
newer versions of the game, I think it's called Dirty Duck.
Yeah, that's I heard other people say Dirty Duck, and I was like, well, this guy's calling himself Coward Duck.
Yeah, Coward Duck.
Yeah, because he's like surrounded by like prisoners on the ground. But when I first walked in, I was like, holy crap, there's 4 people in here.
Yeah, but he's got 3 prisoners around him, one directly in front of him who's Jennifer's older brother, and then 2 to the sides of him. And you get a call immediately from Jennifer, who basically says, if my brother's in this room and he's a prisoner, and if he dies, I won't help you any longer.
Yeah, no, she tells me that. Yeah, she threatens. She's like, if he's in that room, if you kill him, I won't help you.
But here's the funny thing. I don't think she helps you anymore anyway in the game.
No, that's the end of her.
There is a subsequent radio conversation with her, and we'll get into that here shortly. But she's like, if my brother dies, I'm not going to help you, which is the second kind of crappy thing she says to Snake. Although fair enough. If you let my brother die, I'm not going to help you. That's fair. But the whole 3-star, 4-star thing, that's bullshit.
Yeah. It's like, no,
that's bullshit.
You want your brother to be saved? I'm the only guy that's going to be able to do it.
Can you imagine that during World War II, like when the Nazis invaded France and there was like a French resistance? And let's say there's a female French resistance fighter. And let's say you're an American soldier and you're like a sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to help this resistance fighter fight off the Nazis. And the resistance fighter says to you, you're a sergeant. I won't help you fight the Nazis unless you're a lieutenant.
Oh my God.
What a horrible person.
Exactly. I'll be like, you know what? Who are you trying to save? Like, when I find this person, I'm going to blow their brains out on the radio. For all the grief you gave
I found your brother, but I only untied the other 2 hostages. Your brother's still sitting in front of a pitfall at the end of the channel. Good luck with that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about the pitfall.
Yeah, there's a pitfall in front of Coward the Duck, too. So anyway, how did you kill Coward the Duck?
Well, he throws, like, are they boomerangs?
Boomerangs.
Okay,
Yeah.
So when I saw boomerangs, I was like, okay, this guy's Australian. I was like, what the hell is this?
That's a fair assumption.
And then...
Good day, mate. I'm Coward Duck.
I was like, all right, he's like surrounded by like prisoners. Like, I can't like shoot directly like in front of him, because I thought I was gonna like hit whoever's in front of him, which would be Jennifer's brother. So I kind of like went up beside him and just started like blasting him with my pistol.
Yeah. I think that's the standard way to kind of take him out. I think you might be able to get him with remote controlled missiles too, or maybe even the grenade launcher, but typically people will walk up next to him and just kind of shoot him with the pistol until he's dead. Free the prisoners. The back 2 prisoners say, I'm saved. The front one, he identifies himself as Jennifer's brother.
Yeah. And I think he gives you something too.
He might. Does he?
I thought it was another key card. Because I think
you might be right. Or maybe he just gives you advice. He might be the one to tell you. He might be the one to tell you that Big Boss is the bad guy of Outer Heaven.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's who tells you.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's the intel you get from him. So he tells you Big Boss is no good, that your commanding officer that you've been following this entire time is a traitor.
Yep.
How he knows that you're connected to Big Boss, even though he's been a prisoner this entire... I
have no idea.
It's best not to question the logic of it too much. But anyway, you make your way back to Building 3. And then you go down 100 floors to the basement, and you're working your way through the basement, and it's really hard. I mean, they've jacked up the difficulty on the game, where you're passing through rooms that has poison gas in them. There's laser cameras. There's electric floors, and that's where you get the last radio help from Jennifer. You get to the room with the electric floor, and she basically says, what Jennifer says, who's infiltrated Outer Heaven, her advice to you on the radio is, you'll be fine. Yeah. Run across the electric floor. You'll lose some health, but you've got rations. You'll be fine. But that's not entirely true.
Mine was like weird because I saw the electric floor and I didn't see a panel blow it up. So she does call me and she tells me like, just walk through. And then it's like really broken English where it's like, I'll be all right with rations. Yeah. And I said, like, okay, I think she meant to say, I'll be all right because I have rations.
This is the final room before Metal Gear. It's probably one of the most heavily fortified rooms in the entire base. It has an electric floor. I mean, that thing is probably set to kill.
Yeah.
The voltage running through that floor, and you have to run like it's a maze. It's a little bit of a maze too. You have to kind of run around a stone pillar to get up to the top of the room. And she says, you'll be fine. Run through the room. You'll be fine with rations, whatever. You're fine. That's not entirely true. Mm-mm. You notice that there's no control panel, right, for the electric floor?
Yeah.
There's no control panel that's visible.
Oh.
There's a hidden control panel.
Oh, okay.
If you shoot a missile and you navigate through the entire course of the room and you shoot the missile past the door at the top of the room, and then you drive it directly into that north wall,
Okay.
There's a hidden panel there that turns the floor off.
I didn't see that in any
And that's
tips.
That's what Jennifer should have said.
Yeah, she should have told you that.
And here's the thing. This is what should have been here in the game. Not to criticize Kojima, but this is what should have been in the game. If you kill Jennifer's brother by accident and she doesn't help you, I say you get no radio call right there and you just run for it.
Yeah.
You put on the body armor or you put on your rations and you just run for it and you take some damage. I think if you save Jennifer's brother, which is what most people do, because you kind of have to, or else you can't hold enough plastic explosives to destroy Metal Gear. If you save Jennifer's brother, Jennifer should tell you there, hey, I infiltrated the space a while ago. I happen to know that there's a hidden control panel on the opposite wall.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
That would have been the actual tip, other than mine. I thought I read it wrong, because by then it was probably like 3 a.m, and I thought
and Big Boss is giving you so much bad intel anyway.
Yeah, I was like,
we didn't even talk about it, but one of the things that we skipped is Big Boss actually in the radio conversation in the room before, which I think is a room filled with poison gas.
Oh,
Big Boss calls you and tells you to abort the mission right now. The mission is over. You failed. Turn off your MSX console.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And yeah, like I was,
which is that only appears again in Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
Yeah, that's the only time.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, at the end of the game, when Colonel Campbell is freaking out and starting to glitch and stuff, and he sort of realizes he can't trust the Colonel Campbell from the game, he says, Raiden, turn off your PlayStation 2 console. The mission is a failure.
Yes. Yeah. And it's almost like the same.
And a lot of people think that that's the first time that appears in the series, but it's not. Big Boss actually says it to Snake as far back as Metal Gear 1. Snake, the mission's a failure. Abort the mission. Turn off your MSX computer.
And I wonder if anybody actually did it back then for the MSX.
Maybe.
Because I know for the PlayStation 2, I did it.
I would like to hear some stories out there. If there's any Japanese kids out there, or maybe, I can't remember if the Nintendo version does that either. I can't remember if Big Boss says, turn off your Nintendo Entertainment System. I can't remember if that's still in the game or not. But anyway, so Big Boss is giving you bad intel all the way to the Metal Gear room. Jennifer tells you to just run for it. Just run across the electric floor, take the damage. And then what happens next?
Don't we come across Metal Gear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was a true question.
You enter what you've been aiming for this entire time, the Ultimate Weapon Metal Gear, the prototype. It's not operational yet. I think maybe a prisoner tells you that at some point. You certainly get that impression because Petrovich is like, well, just put plastic explosive on the feet and do it in this order. So you come across Metal Gear, and defending Metal Gear are 2 laser cameras that are kind of moving back and forth. But it's not too terribly hard. You put a plastic explosive on the feet in the order that you were told to, and then Johnny, what did you do for plastic explosive number 16, the last one that you can hold?
I don't remember. I don't know which leg I did it with.
I can't remember either. All I know is every time I play the game, it works.
Yeah, because by then I think I have at least 30.
No, you can only hold 16.
Oh, really?
I think you max out at 16 plastic explosives and you can't hold a single one more. I could be wrong.
Oh man, then it must be another weapon I was thinking then.
Yeah, you can only hold 16, and Petrovich is only giving you instructions for where to place the first 15. And the 16th one, I guess you have to flip a coin or something, but I've never had a problem destroying Metal Gear. Did you ever have a problem destroying it?
No. I think it may have been the left. I think it may have been the left. To go with coincide, you have to go to the most leftist ladder.
You might be right. I could have sworn the answer was right. It might just be that it doesn't matter.
But
I swear to you, I think I've seen playthroughs. I hate to give out false information, but there's a feeling in my gut that if you placed every single plastic explosive directly in the middle of the legs, right on the crotch of Metal Gear, I think it would still work.
It probably would, because it would hit both.
Yeah.
It probably still
The
signal.
the Metal Gear sprite is kind of small and thin, and your plastic explosive is pretty big. I feel like if you dropped it right between both of the feet 16 times, I think it would still blow up.
I'm probably gonna experiment with that.
That would be a fun thing to
And then-
experiment with. I feel like that's true. I could be wrong. Petrovich does tell you a specific order to do, and then you have to guess in the last one. But I've never encountered a situation where I place it on the wrong foot and then it's still there.
No. Even
I
with, like,
don't think it
23
matters.
times.
I don't think the final explosive matters.
I think
maybe the first
yeah.
15 steps matter.
I think that's what it is. Like, I think if whatever you put it on, you hit the magic number basically.
Yeah.
times
So
you get it
what? When you place the 16th one there, Metal Gear has this animation where it blows up, the screen flashes a couple of times, and then what happens?
Announcement goes off, and it's like,
the
Outer
music
Heaven,
gets really
self-destruct.
intense and really fast.
Yeah. And
The
it's
destruct
like
switch has
frantic.
been initiated. Outer Heaven's going to blow up. There's a timer at the bottom of your screen that like counts down from 3,000 to 0 really quickly, and you head to the door on the left and tell me what happens and what your thoughts were.
Oh, you come across what's supposed to be Big Boss, but like I'm retconning it, and it's Venom Snake as Big Boss.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as us gamers knew when we first played Metal Gear, this was the Big Boss. This was the leader of both Foxhound and the Rogue Nation Outer Heaven. And they were one and the same. And we thought it was just one guy, because at this point in the continuity, it was just one guy. As far as we knew, this was the Big Boss. You're in a room with him. You enter the door on the right side. It's a concrete room. It's got 6 crates in it. Big Boss is always kind of standing on the opposite end of the room, shooting at you. It's a little more. He's a little more complicated than the Machine Gun Kid, but it's very similar to the Machine Gun Kid fight.
Yeah, because from what it looks like from how I'm playing it looks like he's actually also taking cover and shooting at the same time.
He's taking cover and shooting, but I think like he'll slide it around the screen a lot more than the Machine Gun Kid does,
and faster.
If you're on the right side of the screen, he'll be on the left side of the screen. If you go on the bottom of the screen, I think he'll slide across the top of the screen. And I could be wrong. He might even go so far as to go on the right side of the screen and the bottom side of the screen too, based on where you're standing.
Yeah, it's basically like he's going to be in the opposite direction where you are to keep his distance.
Now, before you fight him, something happens in this room. Do you remember?
No.
So you get a call, and at this point in the game, we think Kyle Schneider's dead. At this point in the game, Jennifer has given us her last piece of advice to us. She basically said, "Just run across the electric floor. You'll be fine." Even though there's another way that you don't get hurt. You get your final phone call of the game, I think, and it's from Diane. Do you remember what she says?
She word for word, not but verbatim. She's like, I don't have any idea how to beat Big Boss.
Do you remember what else she says?
No.
Did I take a picture of this? Let me check my phone and see if I took a picture of this. That way I get the phrasing right.
Did she give you like?
I may not have been smart enough to do that.
Did she give you like intel on him?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
So at this point in the game, she's calling you on a different frequency. She started off calling you on frequency 120.33.
Yeah.
In the latter half of the game, she's calling you on frequency 120.91. And after she tells you she has no idea how to defeat Big Boss, the last thing she says to you is, "Solid Snake, the way I feel about you, no, it's nothing. Good luck."
What? No,
yes.
I didn't get that. I got the good luck part. Are you kidding me?
Maybe you played a different translation of the game, but I'm telling you, there's the most recent version of the game, I think. She's professing her love to you while you're fighting Big Boss. This Diane character, who multiple times that you've called her throughout the game, Steve picks up the phone.
Yeah.
And Steve's like, "Sorry, bro, she went out shopping." Or, "Sorry, bro, she's in the shower right now." And then the third time you call Steve says, "Why do you keep calling? Just leave Diane alone already." Diane gives you a little bit of help. When you enter, you probably missed this conversation. When you enter the underground tunnel that links the basements of Building 2 and Building 1, when you have to go back and rescue Ellen Petrovich, Diane calls you and says, Snake, there's a lot of pitfalls down there. Good luck. Be careful of all the pitfalls down there.
Yeah.
But here we are in the final battle with Big Boss, and Diane's calling you and saying, Snake, I have feelings for it. You know what? Never mind. Good luck.
Jeez.
Good luck.
Yeah, no.
Outer Heaven's about to blow up. You're fighting Big Boss. He's standing between you and the exits. Good luck.
I would have remembered that. Like, I would remember, like, her professing, like, or trying to profess, like, feelings for you.
I'm telling you, there's a version of that game. I'll send you the screenshot right now so you don't think I'm crazy.
No, I believe you, because, like, from other podcasts and people, like, playing different copies of this game, there's, like, different, like, dialogue, different character names. I mean, it's not, like, altogether, like, completely, like, dauntingly different.
I just sent it to you. It's in our Twitter DM, our ongoing DM.
Oh, my God.
You see the timer at the bottom of the screen too, right?
Yeah. You're
so anyway, that's Diane has somehow fallen in love with you over the course of the mission, even though you haven't said a word to her.
Yeah.
And most of the time, Steve's picking up and going, "Sorry, bro, she's somewhere else. Get lost." It's a little weird. She comes on a little strong.
Yeah, like I'm like, whoa, like what do you mean you get feelings for me? Like we never actually met.
I'll tell you what I wanted to do. You can cut this part from the podcast or leave it in there. Whatever you think's most entertaining. I think it'd be fun before we drop this podcast past on the listeners. I think it'd be fun to record every radio conversation between Diane and Solid Snake in a row. And we'll get someone to play Diane, we'll get someone to play Steve, and we'll get someone to play Solid Snake, and we'll just list them in order right here, where we have Steve, the Diane conversations, Steve again, the Diane conversations, Steve again, and then finally the Diane conversations. And I think it'd be so funny if like we get to the last one where Diane's like, Snake, I have something to tell you. The feelings I have for, and then right when she says that, Snake just kind of spits out his drink and goes, "What the hell?"
Oh, have like almost like a radio show.
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing to work into each of these episodes to like do our own little thing. Like when you'd wished Lana good morning, Metal Gear Nation. And we got into the back and forth about Snake being so thick that he didn't notice that Master Miller's not even Master Miller.
Oh yeah.
I think that would make a good one for the Metal Gear Solid episode.
I would do it.
Let's try it. We're recording these almost a month in advance. We might have a little time to play around and add some audio.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You mean like, oh, do you want to cue it in the podcast, or were you doing like a different?
Yeah.
Like...
This is Snake. Can you hear me?
It's Diane. I don't know how to destroy Big Boss. Up to you, Solid Snake. The way I feel about you, it's nothing. Good luck.
What?
Like the Big Boss.
So you're fighting Big Boss. Diane professes her love for you, and then she hangs it up and says good luck. You fight Big Boss. What did you do to try to beat Big Boss?
Horror and moral terror are your friends. If they are not, then they are enemies to be feared. They are truly enemies.
I noticed that he was faster compared to Machine Gun Kid. Not by much, but like slightly faster. And he's kind of like just like shooting, like not like everyone else is like just like spraying everywhere. He's actually shooting like at you. Like this was like a little bit different compared to the other bosses. So I kind of like I had to like stand my ground and just missile launch at him. And I figured like these missiles are gonna like kill him faster than his bullets.
So did you use the rocket launcher or the remote controlled missiles?
Remote control missile.
Oh, good choice. That's exactly how I do it.
Oh, okay.
When I am Solid Snake fighting Big Boss, I hide behind a crate and I shoot remote control missiles until he's dead, and then I proceed.
I didn't think about that. Hiding behind a crate. I just like popped out of nowhere, like missile.
Oh, so you used the remote control missiles and stood in plain sight?
Yeah. That's
I hide behind crates before I shoot my missiles.
I think that's what you were asking me. Like, wait a minute, did you use a rocket launcher or did you use a missile? I didn't think of a rocket launcher because I thought like he might move.
Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll pull out the rocket launcher and face him, and just shoot the rocket launcher at him again and again. But sometimes I just think it's more funny to stand behind the crate and shoot remote control missiles at him.
Yeah,
it's funny. Anyway, you kill him, and he actually has a speech when you first enter the room. Big Boss says something along the lines of, I'm Big Boss. I'm the leader of Outer Heaven. I can't believe you made it this far. I sent you on this mission because you're a rookie, and I wanted you to send false intelligence back, but you've made it too far, and you've destroyed Metal Gear, and I'm not going to die alone. I'm going to take you with me, Snake.
Yeah, so it just leads me to believe he was just going to like hold me up until the time went down.
Yeah, so he's trying to suicide you to death and go down in flames with you, but you take him out, hiding like a coward behind a crate with remote controlled missiles, and Big Boss he dies pretty quickly. I think about 4 hits and he's gone.
Yeah, it's none of them take like that much. They all go down pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's
even the jungle wanted him dead. And that's who he really took his orders from anyway.
Metal Gear. So you kill Big Boss.
Yes.
The door opens. You're presented with 3 staircases. Now, there's actually a prisoner that tells you which one to take. I think that's Jennifer's brother too.
I think it is. I think it is Jennifer's brother.
I think he says take the one on the far left. So you got the right one to begin with, right?
Yes, I went straight to the left.
So you climb the.
You kind of see like the middle one ends really fast.
And then the one on the right ends even higher, and then you take the left ladder that goes all the way to the top. And what did you think of the end of the game?
I mean, for the game at the time, I thought it was pretty cool. It's like he's literally running away in darkness.
Snake, it's black behind him, so it's presumably nighttime.
Yeah,
and you're running like crazy away from something. You're actually kind of slightly moving to the left of the screen. And behind you is like a nuclear explosion.
Yep.
And then Snake turns around and there's a second like nuclear explosion. And maybe that's because like Metal Gear TX55 has like 2 missile pods that carry like 2 nuclear missiles.
Yeah, that's
what. Or maybe it's just the self-destruct in the Outer Heaven. Maybe it's like literally like the Nostromo when they set it off to blow up an alien, it blows up like 3 times. I'm not sure exactly, but Snake calls the frequency that Big Boss was on, which is presumably Foxhound Command.
Why?
I don't know, but he calls Foxhound Command and basically says, this is Solid Snake, mission accomplished, or something like that. And then the frequency changes to the local station. I want to say it was like KNK.
Yeah, it is like radio KNK.
Yeah, coming out of like South Africa or something like that. And it's like an explosion was reported 200 kilometers north of South Africa. And the tremors measured 5.9 on the Richter scale, or I don't know, something like that. And then the game's pretty well over, but did you get the tease at the end?
No. What tease at the end?
There's a tease at the end of one of the versions of the game, and I think it's the version I predominantly play, but at the end, I swear there's like I don't want to be wrong. I swear it's there. I swear there's a next time, Snake. Next time.
There is, because I keep going back to other people's podcasts, but I want to say like Metal Gear Monday's podcast talks about the teaser at the end.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get. And I was like, that's when I knew like these copies are different from what I'm playing.
Yeah, some of them cut content, some of them restore content, some of them translate it differently, but there is a version out there, and I think it's the official version,
and it's supposed
where
to be
Big Boss gets the last word in Metal Gear, where basically it's the tease that we would get in the Solid games with like Ocelot.
Yeah, and it's like
where Ocelot's like, "Yes, Mr. President." This is that tease where it's basically like Big Boss going, "Next time, Snake, I'll get you."
It's like post credit We both get like
Yeah.
audio, post-credit audio that like predated like whatever they do now today with all the movies.
That's so cool. It's like the first post-credit scene that I can even think of.
It's kind of makes you want to wait till like it's over. Like, wait a minute, especially with the Metal Gear games, like you got to wait till everything's completely done and your game resets back to the main menu.
I think Kojima was a smart guy. He wanted people to watch the credits and see that he was the game designer.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure.
I think he invented the post-credit scene right there in Metal Gear, so that people would go, "Did you sit through to the end and see the tease?" And they go, "No, there was a tease at the end of Metal Gear." "Oh yeah, there's a tease. You got to go back and play it again." Big Boss says something at the end of the game, and then people sit there and watch the credits and see that Kojima made the game.
Yeah, and it's a game designer.
Game designer.
Today would be director.
A legend is born. Now, I don't know how that fits in with the new retcon that Venom Snake died in Outer Heaven, and like maybe that was actually Big Boss, maybe retroactively. Now that's Big Boss talking, whereas through the entire game you were talking to Venom Snake, or maybe Big Boss is the Foxhound commander and Venom Snake is the Outer Heaven.
Yeah, they don't really.
What's your retroactive interpretation? Is it all Venom Snake the entire time?
What do you mean? Like that was talking to Solid Snake?
Yeah, from the very beginning where you get sent on the mission and Big Boss is talking to you, to the very end where Big Boss is like, "I've been behind this all along and I'm going to kill you." That's definitely Venom Snake. But was he also the guy giving you the Foxhound updates as your commander and officer?
I want to say like Big Boss, like the real Big Boss in the beginning of the mission was giving you like information.
It could be. It could be where Big Boss is sending Snake in there to kill Venom Snake, and maybe Venom Snake's trying to throw him off. Like it could be interpreted a few different ways. And I think like a movie adaptation or maybe a remake as a game could answer some of those questions. But it's the 35th anniversary of Metal Gear, the breakthrough game that started it all. Johnny, any final thoughts on your playthrough of the original Metal Gear for the first time?
All I can really say is that like I don't know why it took me so long, but like I'm also kind of glad like going through all the modern games, going back to the original, playing the game that started the whole craze, the whole mania, the whole everything that everyone's like it's led up to like to this point. And it's a game that holds up. It holds up. Yeah, because there's a lot of strategy.
I think there's a lot more there than people think is there. I think people who have only played the Metal Gear Solid games, and they when they catch wind that there's the MSX games that are kind of 8-bit and they're old and they came out in the 80s, they probably think, well, they're probably really simple and basic, and there's probably not a lot there. But I think there's more there than they probably think there is.
Oh yeah, from like the sheer fact that it's like you're rescuing like prisoners of war.
Yeah,
that I haven't come across since like the recent games. Basically,
there's a lot to get into. You're rescuing prisoners throughout the entire game. I mean, so it's touching upon a topic. It's touching upon prisoners of war
and how they're treated.
Also, too, part of the reason the game is OSP, where you're finding weapons and equipment on site, is I think the United States wants deniability.
Yes.
Where if you got caught, you're not wearing an American flag on your shoulder. You're not carrying a U.S. Army issued gun
with their bullets.
If you got captured or killed, America would deny your existence. They would say, "We don't know who that is."
Exactly.
It's a terrorist, just a Caucasian terrorist. We don't know anything about him. So that's a little dark too of a theme that your organization would send you on a mission where you're expendable.
Yeah, and because you're the character of Solid Snake, you're the rookie that has no experience.
Also too, Dr. Petrovich, a cyberneticist, Dr. Petrovich, he's being held prisoner. His daughter was kidnapped and being held prisoner, and he's being used to create weapons of war, which is exactly what we see in times of war. I mean, I'm kind of a geek for World War I, and I'm fascinated that there are all these like chemists and engineers in World War I that were like designing new weapons of mass destruction every year. and suddenly chemical weapons are hitting the battlefield, and tanks are hitting the battlefield, and jets are, airplanes are hitting the battlefield for the first time. And they're building artillery guns that are so big that they can actually shoot Paris behind enemy lines. And it's kind of just strange the way people who commit themselves to science and math and discovery and engineering, the way they're used in wartime situations to make things to kill people.
Yeah, and like pretty much like you can try to like not kill the soldiers.
Yeah,
up to a point.
That's
another.
No, and you're absolutely right. The original, like, it was really emphasized later in other games. Like when you play Metal Gear Solid, that may have been the first one where you played through the game, and at the end of the game, there's a score, and you're given a rank, and everybody's trying to get that big boss rank where they want to get the best rank. And if you kill enemy soldiers, it actually cuts down your score.
Yes.
And fans realize, oh, if I want that big boss rank, I have to get through not getting seen. I have to not kill anybody. I have to not shoot any weapons. I have to not save my game. It encourages you to do non-lethal methods. And as I played through Metal Gear this most recent time for this podcast, I realized that the game is designed so that you can not kill people.
Yeah, like it goes from like you don't have to kill people in the beginning up
the
to the
enemy
point.
Soldier paths. You can figure them out, and you can get around them to where you don't have to kill anybody and they can't see you.
No, yeah, exactly. And and comes into play the cardboard box.
Yeah, when you are in the gas room on floor 3, building 1 at the very beginning of the game, and you leave the gas room, you're in a room that has a security camera and a guard, and the guard is walking close to you. He walks up and he's standing right next to you, and he turns and looks the other way.
Yeah.
And then he walks the other way, and it gives you an opportunity to slip past him without actually killing him. And that's just one example that I played over and over again. So that's the one that kind of stands out in my head, but that's just one example. Throughout the entire game, it's just like that, where if you memorize the timing of the cameras, if you memorize the timing of the soldiers, if you memorize where they look and when they look there, you could slip past them without being seen or having to kill them. And that's a theme that's in the game, the original Metal Gear game. That's not something that was retroactively added later, although the scoring was probably retroactively added later. But you can slip past guards without killing them, and that's right there in Metal Gear 1 in 1987. Around the time in the US, like, we were playing Contra.
Yeah, it was,
and running and gunning and playing Legend of Zelda, where you're killing monsters, and all these other games we grew up with. Super Mario Brothers 2, where you're pulling radishes out of the ground and throwing them at egg spitters. Or Shy Guys. There's a lot going on in that original Metal Gear game. There's even VIP prisoners you're trying to rescue, like Gray Fox, Ellen Petrovich, Dr. Petrovich, Jennifer's brother. People on the radio conversations who are helping you throughout the game, Kyle Schneider dies.
Oh, yeah.
At least what we're led to believe, that he died, because he kind of, his conversation ends abruptly, and there's some gunshots, and then there's no more conversations with Kyle Schneider. So there's a lot going on in Metal Gear, and it's kind of worth looking back on the 35th anniversary. This is really a good opportunity for everybody out there to maybe, if you own the HD collection and you still have a PlayStation 3, or maybe you do digital downloads. I think Metal Gear is still on GOG, I want to say.
Yeah, it's still on GOG, and I think it's still like $5.99. It's not even expensive. It doesn't break $10.
Yeah, if you guys are out there and you've enjoyed our conversation, I know we've gotten off topic a lot. Hopefully Johnny edits a lot of that stuff out and kind of streamlines it to just the Metal Gear discussion, or maybe rearranges those extra pieces toward the end of the podcast. But if you've enjoyed our discussion on Metal Gear, and I know we kind of just described walking through the game, but give it a chance. It's the 35th anniversary. It's a really good reason just to look back and think about where this series started, because right now it feels like the series doesn't have a future, but the series has a past, and I think a lot of people haven't gone back and looked at the past of the series.
Yeah, no, they haven't embraced the past, like the real past. Like when people think of the past, they think of Metal Gear Solid 1 from the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, everyone's waiting for that news, that official news coming from Konami, that there's going to be a Metal Gear Solid 6 and that it's going to run on Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. And it's going to be open world, and you can play online on Metal Gear Online 4. People are waiting for that news, but there's canon Metal Gear games out there that I think a lot of people still haven't played or given a chance.
And that was like the main thing I wanted to bring you on to like kind of like spread the word, especially with the anniversary. Being that, like, you know, that you're the one person that I know that has played these games more than anyone else I've come in contact with. And I was like, all right, I gotta somehow get a hold of them, kind of like figure a way to.
I've enjoyed it. Like I didn't want to come across as a jerk, but I wanted to say something at the beginning of the podcast. Thank God I don't have to talk about model building.
Oh yeah, I didn't want.
I can
to
just
like,
be on somebody's podcast and just talk about Metal Gear.
And that's another thing. I was like, I don't want to put you on like, 'cause like then it feels like work. It feels like you have to come into work. That is your work. It's really like a hobby.
I've got all my model stuff right over here. I mean, if you want to, we can talk about it a little bit. But I'm a fan, and hopefully people care enough about, you know, things Johnny has to say or I have to say that they'll listen to the podcast and maybe think about it. Maybe they'll go, you know what? Yeah, I should play through Metal Gear at least once just to say that I did. And maybe they'll be pleasantly surprised by what they find.
I mean, it's not like super inaccessible either. Like there's ways to get to it.
Metal Gear fans, I think they have a physical copy of the HD collection.
Most of them do, yeah. They do.
Or they still have their PlayStation 2 and they still have their subsistence copy of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
or maybe they're like me, where they sold that the moment they got their hands on the HD collection, which I regret doing. But either way, I think a lot of fans have Metal Gear in their collection and maybe haven't looked at it. And I hope they do. For people who have played Metal Gear, like Johnny and myself, I hope you just had fun listening to us for a while talk about it and kind of going down memory lane for the 35th anniversary.
And that's pretty much like been my podcast. It's like personal experience. Like, what is your personal experience with this game?
Yeah.
And I hear everybody, you know, I'm not saying like they're like, you know, they're in their own sectors, their own realms. Some go technical.
Yeah. We're not trying to come across like we're gatekeeping or sitting on our pedestal, putting judgment on other people. The intention of the podcast is we're trying to reach out to the fans, and who knows, maybe it's a very small percentage. Maybe it's only like 5% of Metal Gear fans that haven't played the original MSX games, and maybe, you know, the other 95% of people have, and they're just listening to the podcast because they want to hear discussions about those original games, you know. And certainly we're intending them to be part of the audience too. But I like Metal Gear. I like to go back to Metal Gear once every I go back to Metal Gear once every 5 years now, roughly.
Oh, okay.
Each time I come back to it, it gets longer and longer. I think the next time I play Metal Gear, it'll probably be the 42nd anniversary or the 45th anniversary.
And now that you told me about the dungeon basement, I'm going to give that a try with the flashlight.
Yeah, give it a try. When you go to Petrovich the first time and he goes, I won't help you until you save Ellen, go back to the basement. There's a way in the basement of Building 2 to go south. And there's a secret tunnel that you use the flashlight in, and there's pitfalls everywhere, and there's gas rooms, I think, and there's guard dogs, but you can get through it. And it's an area of Metal Gear where I know you at least have one radio conversation with Diane. That's mandatory. I think that might be the only mandatory Diane conversation in the game, other than the big boss fight.
Yeah, no, like, and that's the whole point of like this episode, is like basically tell people like, give it a try, give it a go.
Yeah, if you've already played it, 35th anniversary. What a great time to go back and maybe dust off your copy and play it again.
Yeah, exactly. And that, ladies and gents, has been the 35th anniversary episode for Metal Gear. I want to thank Metal Gear D-Model for coming onto the podcast. We will return for Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Our intro and outro music was by Fingers.
podcast host, coming back, tell you that the Metal Gear game in the GOG store is down to $4.49. Super affordable and super cheap. I want to give a shout out to the people that contributed to Metal Gear Diamato's Twitter, to his tweet earlier today. Basically, people bringing up their experiences with the series, especially with the original. So the following people were kind enough to share their experiences. That would be Lenny Not Dead, Mr. Vamp, I Am Not Nathan, Thomas Rose, I'm going to say PO1, Eduardo Guzman, and if I missed anybody, I apologize. Those are the following that share their experiences with us on Twitter earlier. I want to thank you for listening to the episode and hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more.